going. This is going. Oop. Okay, yeah, that's just high on my. Still to come on. Hold up, we can go. Why isn't it connecting there? I picked a better time to. Oh well. Oh, okay. So it fucked me. Oh, okay. So it fucked me. Hearing thing. Hearing thing. Okay. There we go. That's working. That's working. Okay. There we go. That's working. That's working. Where am I still hearing that from? Where am I still hearing that from? I'm gonna need to hunt this fucking thing. Help me go. I don't know where else it could be. I'm gonna need to hunt this fucking thing. Help me go. I don't know where else it could be. This is why you don't keep hundreds of tabs open. This is why you don't keep hundreds of tabs open. Alright, hold on. Maybe if we use the volume mixer to track it down. Probably coming from Firefox, but we don't know for. Alright, hold on. Maybe if we use the volume mixer to track it down. Okay, so I'm just gonna mute Firefox. I'm not how it is. Well, shit. So I think we've got it all figured out so far. Basically, what this is gonna be, a weekly show that I've been kicking around trying for a while. I tried recording it off stream by myself, edit down into YouTube, but that was inherently awkward. Didn't quite get the point across that I was trying to get. And it just felt like I was wasting my time trying to do. So basically, what it is, I go through every major Florida Man article past week. In this case, 2 weeks because I tried recording great headlines. Keep them, and we'll see how it goes. Crashes and burns, it crashes and burns, but hey, at least I tried it once. proceeds. I mean, it won't, but hey. Attempt, right? So, let's just get right into the show. Bye. Second. Defendant allegedly caught doing drugs during virtual court hearing. Tampa, Florida. Man accused of fraud and petite? That's say petty. I feel like that should say petty, but a man accused of fraud and petty theft is in more trouble after prosecutors say they saw him doing drugs while he waited for his case to be called during a virtual court hearing back in June. In a Tampa courtroom this week, DJ Dreggers was called to tell the judge what had happened. Sir, I apologize to you and the court for that, sir. That only goes so far, replied Judge Michael Williams. The judge did not see the alleged drug use during the hearing, but the prosecutor said that they had made a recording. The guy was in his fucking car doing the drugs. How are you this dumb? Don't do drugs. And if you're going to do drugs, don't do them where people can see you. Weeks later, with a plea deal on the table, Dreggers came face to face with Judge Williams and said did not seem to go well. Or rather, and again, it did not seem to go well. Last time you were shooting up drugs on my Zoom. Sir, I meant no disrespect by that, replies Dreggers. I'm usually pretty relaxed on certain things, but shoot up on my Zoom? That's different. Dreggers' public defendant, David Hall, tried to soften the tone. In my conversations with him, he's been entirely professional, respectful, and remorseful, explained Hall. After going back and forth on Dreggers, Williams tabled the plea deal, which basically just means it's not going to happen now. This dumbass just screwed himself out of walking, and he's going to go into prison for a while. Probably longer, since, again, he was doing... Why would anyone do fucking drugs on video? And shooting up implies that it's not just weed or something. Heroin is something you shoot up. Don't do heroin, please. Just don't. It's for the best. I don't care how good it makes you feel. You're better off just not. Dreggers' next court date is set for October 19th, 2021. His case could be resolved on that date. And if it is, we'll be back here next week to find out how it worked for him. Any good comments? No. What about the Reddit thread? I don't think there are any good comments here. No. Fox? No, wait, no, that's Fox 13. All right, next story. Florida man hops on scooter to chase after stolen Lamborghini. Owner reunited with Urus. Miami Beach, Florida. When a 14-year-old tried to steal a $200,000 Lamborghini, luxury SUV's owner hopped on a scooter to chase after the culprit who had stolen his prized possession. Chris Sanders told WSVN he was at his home in Miami Beach Tuesday night when he had heard the sounds of his Lamborghini Urus's engine roaring. Just a straight hustle, police going everywhere, he said. I'm in my home, I hear this thing start up, I look out the window and I see someone driving away on it. I got on the scooter and went after the guy. The station reports that the boy who stole the Lamborghini abandoned the vehicle on a sidewalk a few blocks away and took off. Andre Calanine lives in the area and he saw the boy running away from officers and spoke with him. He said, I stole a Lamborghini just now. I don't have a license. I can't drive, Calanine said. And he told the teen to surrender peacefully. I didn't know if he had a weapon. I wasn't sure how crazy he was. I was trying to talk and calm him down. He asked me for advice. He's like, I'm 14. I don't know what to do. You're better off just turning yourself in. Gonna go much easier on you, Calanine said. Moments later, an officer arrived on the other side of the fence, pointing a gun at them both. The teen was taken into custody, and Sanders has since been reunited with his ride. He thinks the suspect may have broken into his garage and found the keys there. Honestly, I can't believe it happened. But thank God for the police. That's all I gotta say. Is there video? Let's see if there's video. Let me just go ahead and unmute this. We're just gonna have to let it go. I just hope this doesn't double up the audio because I still haven't figured out what was causing that. Mute this. have to let it go. And it's mocking me already. I need to figure out where that's coming from. It's mocking me already. I have no idea, and it is very, very annoying. I need to figure out where that's coming from. I have no idea, and it is very. And Firefox isn't telling me what audio is playing the mute, or what tab is playing the audio. That's the worst part. If I knew what tab it was coming from, I could just close it or mute it or something. Or what tab is playing the audio. If I knew what tab it was coming from, I could just close it or mute it or something. Wait, was that actually it? Oh shit! Cool! Wait, was that actually it? Fuck! Son of a bitch! Cool. I just want to make the audio stop. That's too much to ask. I don't know where it's coming. I know it's coming from a YouTube video somewhere. Because apparently I have the stream tab somewhere. I know it's coming from a YouTube video somewhere. Alright. It's not that one. That one's muted. I will track by track this bitch until we figure this out. Because this is making me want to put my head through a wall. I will track by track this bitch until we figure this out. Because this is making me want to put my head through a wall. Thank God I'm going to be editing this down in post so I can just cut all this shit out and then pretend it never happened. Thank God I'm going to be editing this down in post so I can just cut all this shit out and then pretend it never happened. Because I don't think it's Streamlabs playing my audio back to me. That wouldn't make any sense. But I could very well be wrong about that because knowing my luck, it's probably that. But I could very well be wrong about that because knowing my luck, none of these. Probably that. Next one over. These. None of these. YouTube. One. Next one over. No, it's not. Okay. Where is that coming from? No, it's not. Okay. Where is that? The worst part is, I know my voice is annoying, YouTube. You don't have to fucking remind me how annoying my voice is by playing it back to me when I already have it coming through monitors, meaning I already hear myself when I talk. I don't need to hear myself talk twice at separate times on separate audio levels. I don't need to hear myself talk twice at separate times on separate audio levels. Damn it. Damn it. Thank you. Thank you. All those. I mean, yeah, I have heard your voice, but at the same time, it's still annoying. I mean, yeah, I have heard your voice, but at the same time, because I don't want to hear my voice on multiple levels when I can't even figure out where the fuck it's coming from. Oh my God, I figured it out. It wasn't coming through Twitch. It wasn't coming through YouTube. It was coming through Twitch. God. Fucking damn it, I thought I had that tab muted. Alright, cool. Fuck it. We're back.
It's a Tuesday night ride Chris Sander will never forget.
Just a straight hustle, police going everywhere.
He's leaving a Miami Beach crime scene in the Lamborghini that was just stolen from his home blocks away.
I'm in my home, I hear this thing start up, I look out the window and I see somebody driving it away. Got on the scooter, went after the guy.
Here's who Sander and Miami Beach cops say pulled the heist.
That
and
kid is
bolted with
14?
a ritzy SUV.
What the fuck?
7 news cameras were there. and
Okay,
the
he's got the
teen was
face of a
taken into custody.
14-year-old, but looking at him, I
Checked
think
out
he
by
was
fire
17 or
rescue.
18.
And here he is on video, say officials, sprinting from where he parked that pretty vehicle on the sidewalk on
To be
Bay
fair,
Drive.
It
near
is a
71st
very
Street.
nice car.
The surveillance footage obtained exclusively by 7.
He said that, yeah, I stole a Lamborghini just now. I don't have a license. I can't drive.
Andre Calanine says he was
Calanine,
sitting on his
okay.
porch when the young suspect came running up, just after the stolen sports vehicle was ditched.
Didn't know if he had a weapon. I wasn't sure how crazy he was.
So you were just trying to talk
I was trying to talk and calm him down.
The most
He asked me
unbelievable
for
part
drugs.
of the, out this
He's like,
story
"I'm 14,
is that for
I'm
Miami,
42."
everybody involved is
Better off
white.
turning yourself in. They're gonna go much, much.
That's
easier.
the most surprising
Seconds
part,
later,
Officer on the other
because
side of the fence
Miami is
looked
a
out for me
very
and pulled
culturally
me.
diverse city.
Right here. Okay, thank you.
Like,
minutes
I figured I'd
after
see at least
all
one
that,
Hispanic
he
guy, I don't know,
reported
walking in the
into an
background
exotic sports
somewhere.
vehicle
But,
with well over 200 grand.
Points for breaking
Parked
stereotypes.
awkwardly, with no one inside.
Last time I was in
surrounded
Miami,
by
I had a knife
cops,
pulled on
but
me.
Eventually, driven off by its rightful owner.
Also,
Honestly, I
yes.
can't believe it happened, but thank God for the police. That's all I've got to say.
Thank God for the police. Now, that's how you can tell that guy's not from Florida. We don't thank God for the police. We thank the alligators. Now, let's see if the brain trust of Reddit has any good comments. Yeah, you don't leave your car running with the keys in it in Miami. This Florida man must be a recent transplant. Okay, this guy agrees with me that he's probably from out of state. To be honest, they're both just different facets of Florida, man. Yeah, kinda. And in Florida, the haves and have-nots are not separated by much because each shares an inherent trait. Florida man DNA. Yeah, also I fucking hate these little Reddit icon mascot things. Fuck that shit. I don't know why they invented it. Alright, next up. From the Star Tribune. Felon charged with threatening to kill judges, clerks, and deputies, other Hennepin County employees. The man was angry about a warrant for his arrest, federal prosecutors say. A 60-year-old longtime felon has been charged with unleashing a string of threats this past summer to, quote, to kill, quote, all the judges, clerks, and deputies, among other public employees in Hennepin County. Peter R. Berry of Minneapolis was charged in the U.S. District of Courts in Minneapolis with 3 accounts of interstate transmission of threats in connection with telephone calls he allegedly made over several days in late June to various county offices. Berry was also charged with 2 counts of possessing firearms as a felon, facing allegations that he possessed 2 pistols and a rifle in the leading up to when he allegedly called in his threat. Berry was indicted Wednesday, appearing in court, and was jailed without bail because he is a flight risk and, by clear and convincing evidence, a danger to the community. U.S. Magistrate Judge Hildy Baubier wrote. Berry's attorney, Kyle White, declined Thursday to respond to the allegation. While the Hennepin County Government Center is accessible at the street and yada yada yada, there are deputies stationed along the way. Yada, yada. What does this have to do with Florida? This is Minneapolis. This is Minnesota's problem, not mine. Access to the courthouse and its after a 2003 shooting. According to the indictment, a warrant was issued on June 24th for Berry's arrest after he failed to appear for a Hennepin County court hearing. Berry called Hennepin County Community Corrections inquiring about its court appearance and began yelling and threatened to shoot up the place, and it will be on your hands. What are they going to do? Come down to Florida to get me? So that's what it has to do with Florida. Okay. The same day, Berry left a voice message for the county probation officer and demanded a callback before he starts killing everybody. On June 29th, whoops, nope, skip a paragraph. On June 25th, he called a Hennepin County Security or Service Center employee who informed him of the active arrest warrant. In response, Berry said he was going to come down and kill everybody, all the judges, clerks, and deputies. On June 29th, Berry left a voice message for the county public defender in which he expressed his dissatisfaction with the representation he received in his criminal case and threatened the people were going to die. You're going to be disbarred, he said. I want accountability and transparency or people are going to die. Don't worry, I know where you live. I mean, he gets points for the sheer balls. Berry's criminal history spans several decades. I probably shouldn't show that part because that's a phone number. I don't know if it's the Star Tribune, the place reporting on this, or the reporter's phone number. I'm just not going to dox somebody. Barry's criminal history spans several decades and includes convictions in the metro area for burglary, drug possession, possession of burglary tools. Wait, lockpicks is illegal? Because the only other burglary tools I can think of is like just using a rock to smash a window. And I don't think it's illegal to own rocks, though, considering this guy's from Florida. I'm sure he owns several kinds of illegal rocks. Don't smoke crack. Making terroristic threats, violating restraining orders, and making harassing phone calls. And can we just blow this up? Where'd it go? Can we just... I think I just killed the mugshot. Damn, it was a funny picture. He was a dead-eyed lizard man. All right, let's see if the brain trust Reddit has any good additions. A minute. Got a narrator. They did, in fact, go down to Florida to get him. But is it the wrong way to go down? Dog the crackhead rock hunter strikes again. What are you gonna do? Stab me vibes? Nope. We'll just get Florida cops to shoot you for free. That one sucked. I have a feeling this isn't his first time saying something like this. Yes, correct. They said in the article that he has made terroristic threats before, and threatening to shoot up a courthouse is terrorism. Don't do it! Fun fact, the last person in the United States to assassinate a federal judge is in fact the father of legendary actor Woody Harrelson. No, I'm not kidding. Look this up if you don't believe me. Woody Harrelson, the guy who's playing Carnage in the new Venom movie, his dad assassinated somebody. His dad's way fucking cooler than he is. So I'm drinking a beer. What are they going to do? Pull me over? I got a knife in my bag. What's the TSA going to do? Search me? I cheated on you. What are you going to do? Leave me? That's an okay. Now, from Pinellas County. This one's a good one. I read the headline ahead of time. Pinellas County man accused of defrauding unemployment system using stolen identities. Is this the right one? I believe this is. Yep, this is the right one. Okay. Pinellas County, Florida. Pinellas County man is accused of defrauding the unemployment system and using stolen identities for more than a dozen people to collect unemployment benefits. According to charging documents, Quincy Moyer is accused of fraudulently using the personal identification information of 20 or more individuals. Detectives report that while arresting Moyer for another crime, they searched his backpack and found 18 different credit cards, 10 of which had different names imprinted on them, a key reader, and a magnetic strip reader stroke encoder. Detectives said Moyer admitted to purchasing blank credit cards online. Detectives also monitored his jail phone calls, and according to court documents, Moyer instructed his mom on a jail phone call how to log in and bypass the unemployment system and how to file fraudulent claims. This man was sitting in a jail telling his mother how to do what got him arrested. Can we just give this man a round of applause? Fucking legend. I feel like his mugshot is going to be particularly funny, though. Like, it probably is going to be like him about to burst into tears or some goofy bullshit like that. Oh, well. Also, the fucking unemployment thing in the corner is giving me fucking non-flashbacks for my last year and a half, so we're just gonna... Sorry, didn't mean to slap the mic. It's either 400 IQ or just retarded. Both. It's both. And I love this statement. Detectives said they found 3 Florida unemployment benefit debit cards in Moyer's backpack in the names of 3 different victims. All 3 victims stated to detectives that they never applied for unemployment benefits through the state of Florida, denied knowing Moyer, and denied ever authorizing Moyer to use their personal identifying information. Detectives also said that they found through the 3 fraudulent benefit claims that Moyer used his personal address, email, phone number. During an interview with detectives, Moyer is allegedly said he was found a site on the dark web and spent $5,000 to purchase the personal information of his victims. According to court documents, a spreadsheet was found on Moyer's laptop, including 354 names, phone numbers, email addresses, postal addresses, and credit card numbers. And of those 354, detectives said some also had a social security number list. During this investigation, detectives said that they'd become aware of a different scam perpetrated by Moyer involving criminal use of personal identification information. On February 28th, Moyer called his mother And during this recorded conversation, Moyer instructed her to go to Walmart.com and purchase Apple Watches online and to use a Chime card for the method of payment. Detectives contacted Walmart and provided Moyer's cell phone number. They were able to locate 98 online purchases ordered via Walmart. And of the 29 orders, 25 victims were located and contacted. Detectives said that the 25 victims had purchases made on Walmart.com but by Moyer for televisions and or electronic merchandise charged to the victim's credit card account. Each of these Walmart orders was linked to Moyer by the cell phone number and yada yada. Products. Detectives said they also spoke to 12 additional victims of unemployment claim fraud identified through their investigation techniques, including reviewing unemployment claims provided by the Department of Employee yada. Linked to Moyer's email and or cell phone number and or home address, viewing the spreadsheet found on Moyer's laptop. During an interview, Moyer told detectives he self-taught himself by researching online how to make unemployment claims. He reported making unemployment claims in New Jersey, Louisiana, Virginia, and Florida. Do you not have his mugshot? I want to see what this guy looks like. Let's see if the video has his...
Local man stolen identities for more than a dozen unemployment benefits. Quincy Moyer is facing charges accused of using
also the Florida unemployment
identities
system.
for more
I
than
didn't
a dozen
defraud
people
it, but
to
it's
collect
fairly
benefits.
easy to cheat
8 on your side's
if
Melissa
you know
Morrison
what you're
joins us
doing.
From Pinellas County with more on
At
his
least it was during COVID. All that shit's since been patched out, so you can't do it
I have
anymore.
the charging documents right here, and
And no, I'm not going to tell you how I did it.
Pages and pages
This ain't a fucking
detailing
honeypot.
how he was able to steal these folks' identities, allegedly, but also then
Allegedly,
collect
like he didn't
unemployment benefits from all of them. 23-year-old Quincy Moyer is accused of stealing the identities of more than a dozen people.
That's a fairly
to collect
normal
state
mugshot. I was hoping it'd be
unemployment
something more
benefits.
interesting.
We're told detectives picked him up on a different charge, and when they searched his backpack, they found 18 different credit.
Let's see what the Reddit comments have. Actually, did that one have any comments? I don't think it did. Is she wearing a wig? Her hair looks like... Probably. Or a shitty dye job. No comment. Doing dirt over the jail phone is a rookie move. Very disappointed, Florida man. I'm a good boy who tries to stay as far away from the prison bars as possible. And even I know this is a dumb move. What are they gonna do? Jail him? Ha! Make him the CEO of a Fortune 500 company. Okay, that guy wins. Well, it's Florida, so they would likely try to get him to run for office, and he'd win. Joke about race. Another joke about race. A joke about the fact that the Washington, D.C. mayor used to smoke crack. Jail his mom for conspiracy? Probably. Double his sentence. I guess he did not notice the large placket saying all phones are subject to listening. Yeah, or the audio recording you hear before every phone call also saying that. Yeah, my son won't even help me with laptop and printer problems. All I get is Google it. But of course he's right. Yes, but how do you defraud the system? Asking for this guy's mother. Well, one way how not to do it is he self-taught himself. Journalism degree is totally playing for itself. And that was, they were literally using his words against him. Only the idiots who get caught too. 354 people's info and 3 unemployment debit cards. Yep, sounds like the Florida's unemployment system. Oh, that one hurts deep. That one hurts deep. Oh, fuck, that system is so broken. I took advantage of, with that being said, here in Pennsylvania, there were rubber stamp. You're from Pennsylvania. You don't get to comment on Florida, man. Fuck off. People, yeah. Got it. How the hell do you purchase blank credit cards? It's as if there's people constantly think of ways to cheat. They always think like thieves all the time. Yeah. You're a foreigner, so fuck off. Your opinion doesn't matter, Swiss boy. Go hump a thing of hot chocolate. Not watching that video. I haven't even looked at the thumbnail yet, and I already feel like this guy's gonna stab me. Man stood in sleeping Pasco County girl's doorway for 3 minutes after break-in. Oh no! Oh no! No. Please, God, no. Please, God, no. Pasco County Sheriff officials said a Facebook post showing video of the incident led to the man's arrest. They have arrested a man who broke into a family's home in Holiday, then stood in the doorway of a sleeping girl's room for several minutes. Thomas Martinez, 52 of Longwood, was arrested Thursday night in connection with the incident that occurred earlier in the day just before 1 p.m. Sheriff's office said deputies arrested Martinez after they posted videos of the incident on Facebook and received tips from the public. Deputies said Martinez broke through the home garage door and was able to break through a lock to get into the home. Once inside, he went to the doorway of the girl's room and just stood there for about 3 minutes before walking away. A video surveillance system inside the home recorded what was happening. He's captured with his hands inside of the front of his Could you have timed the fart better? I didn't need the perfectly timed fart for the man jerking off to a girl sleeping child. Please. Deputies said Marnitz then returned to the doorway, but the family dog awoke the girl. Marnitz then ran. Good boy. All of the tummy rubs for the doggo. All of the tummy rubs. After a video of the incidents was posted by the sheriff's office Facebook page, deputies received tips that led them to Marnitz. Deputies contacted the Marnitz sister, as well as both of whom said he was the man in the video. Damn, ratted out by his own sister. Cold-blooded. I mean, they probably could have just checked the floor for semen sample. Arnett's occupations listed on arrest reports as a welder. His girlfriend also later told deputies that she had seen the video and had confronted Martins about it, reports state. So you saw the video, and you didn't report him to the cops. Like, I get not wanting to get murdered. I get that. Make up an excuse to leave and then report to the cops. Say you gotta go to the store or some shit. When interviewed by deputies, Martinez denied that he committed a burglary, saying he didn't take anything. I mean, yes, on one hand, you are correct. You're not a burglar. On the other hand, breaking and entering is still a felony. Just because you didn't steal anything does not make you not a criminal, sir. That's why it's a separate charge that they also throw on when you get charged by the prosecution. However, deputies noted that he was wearing what appeared to be the same shorts as the man in the video, and he was also wearing what appeared to be the same watch, bracelet, and glasses that the burglar was wearing. He was wearing the same clothes too. Why? Why would you not change your clothes? Marnitz, who deputies said the victim did not know, was arrested on charges of burglary of an occupied dwelling. Bail information is not available Friday morning. Hold on. I don't think I can big screen this guy's picture. Am I the only one who finds the guy who wrote the article's picture incredibly unnerving? Look at this guy. That is a fake smile if I've ever seen one. He looks like he's wearing a rubber mask. Like, look at this. This is horrifying. Who wakes up and thinks, yeah, I want to do this? This guy's probably also a fucking serial killer. Let's be honest. Chris, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce your last name. Chris! Sorry. Really upsets me he didn't piss on a wall inside the house. Would have been a nice touch, to be honest. The fact that's the only comment fills me with dread. But it's a good comment, so you get your little update. Woman locked senior neighbor in bedroom and transferred his home to herself. A Florida woman is charged with exploitation of the elderly, false imprisonment, and harassing and intimidating a witness. Her 71-year-old neighbor, whom police say she kept locked in a bedroom for weeks. This isn't funny. This is just sad. Police allege Maybelle Bastida offered to care for Bruce Boardman after he suffered a stroke and heart attack in July and had no family to help. According to the probable cause document, Bastida took Boardman's driver's license, social security card, and bank card, his cell phone, and his TV remote. and began locking him in a smaller bedroom with a deadbolt on the door. Police said Bastida moved her belongings into the master bedroom and began redecorating the house, even though they said she lives next door with her husband and son. Christ, that's a fucked up marriage. Imagine being such a shitty husband. Your wife not only moves out, she moves into your neighbor's house and then takes the bitch over. What the fuck? According to the allegations, it is a really bad, serious case, a prosecutor told the judge at Bastida's first appearance. Police said Brodman told them he was afraid of Bastida after she pushed him down on the bed once and held him there. Also claims that she told him not to get out of bed anymore. Said she only fed him lunch or dinner whenever she felt like. Detective noted that there was no food in the cabinets and not much in the refrigerator, although Brodman's debit card showed food purchase. He probably just Uber Eats. Uber Eated? According to the police, Brodman was able to make it across the street in August, where he told his neighbors he was being kept prisoner, and they called the police. Thank you, neighbors. Good, finally, some good people. Detectives said they told Bastida transferred ownership of Brodman's Palm Spring home to herself using a quitclaim deed for the price of $1. They said she also had the power of attorney notarized, giving her authority over his finances. Brodman told sister station WPBF he did not wish to talk about the case, but that he was doing well and wanted to collect his pension and move on with his life. Bastida, who had no prior criminal record, is being held on just over $250,000 in bond. The public defender's office did not return a call for comment. At least this guy is moving on, moving forward. So, good. I wish this man all the best. This woman's gonna die in prison. No comments. Thanks, Reddit. Has anyone genuinely said thanks, Reddit, at any point? He's in the river? Man tries to swim from Florida deputies. Also, I like how I see this and they just juxtapose it with the article of 2 Florida men catching a 12-foot alligator. These things are why you don't fuck around in bodies of water in Florida. Yes, I am putting this on the full VOD on YouTube. It's actually live streaming on YouTube right now. And I'm going to be editing this down to a bunch of smaller videos over the next week or two. A man wanted on federal arrest warrants. That's why he was swimming. Tried to swim from deputies in Central Florida. Unfortunately for him, deputies had boats on their sides. The ordeal began when Daytona Beach, that explains it. When a Daytona Beach police officer spotted a car being driven by 51-year-old Edward Sotelo in Edgewater. Sotelo had a federal warrant after his arrest for violation of probation on an armed robbery charge. He also had county warrants for grand theft, retail theft, and attempting to evade law enforcement. I'm tabbing this one for now because that's just some El Mariachi bullshit. According to the Volusia County Sheriff's Office, Sotelo rammed 2 patrol cars when the officers tried to pull him over. He drove to a mobile home park, ran from his car, and jumped into a nearby river. That is the most Florida sentence I have ever fucking read in my goddamn life. Video from Volusia County Sheriff's Office showed deputies running after him. They plucked him out of the water after his 15 to 20 minute swim. So he didn't even make it far. Sotelo had a female passenger in his car, identified as 32-year-old Melissa Anderson. Deputies said she had heroin hidden in her bra and a syringe in her purse. She's facing charges of possession of heroin, possession of paraphernalia, and resisting an officer without violence. Don't fucking do heroin! Please, I am begging you. Heroin is like the one drug you don't do. That shit will always kill you.
I know. Stay time, man. I don't want that stay time. Come on, bro.
Come on, bro.
Show them at the end that you cooperated. That's what? Show them at the end you cooperated, bro. You know, Dave, well, you ain't gonna be able to light them up. What are you getting out of your pocket? He said he got cigarettes on.
What was the plan here? There's half a dozen cops across 2 fucking boats. This is adorable.
Hands! 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 Hands!
When they said he rammed 2 cop cars, I thought it would be a bit more impressive than him driving like 7 inches.
All right.
Nope. I think that's my favorite story so far. He comments, bruh, it's Florida. He could swim to the ocean and be gone. But of course the police are prepared for that. It's Florida after all. Yeah, we have this thing called the Coast Guard. They don't get enough credit, but they don't fuck around. Trust me on this. Man pulls rifle from guitar case, shoots 2 people. That man has a 5 head and a haircut that makes him look like an uncircumcised penis. Don't know how else to describe it. West Palm Beach, Florida. Police say a man pulled a rifle out of a guitar case and shot 2 people in West Palm Beach. Police arrested James Frederick, 29, on 3 counts of attempted murder and possession of a weapon by a convicted felon. Wait, if he shot 2 people, why 3 attempts of attempted murder? Investigators learned of the shooting because of a shot spotter alert 18 in Spruce Avenue on Tuesday night. A witness told police she was sitting on a park bench with Frederick smoking marijuana. She had her 2-year-old son with her. Frederick had a guitar case with him. The woman said Frederick all of a sudden pulled out the rifle and fired at random. One victim suffered a gunshot wound to the chest as he sat in a car with his girlfriend. She suffered a gunshot wound to her shoulder. A man nearby told police he ducked for cover behind his car when the shooting started. He wasn't hurt, but his car was shot 6 times. Frederick told police he'd been drinking and he'd smoked marijuana laced with fentanyl. He said he went to his sister's apartment to get a rifle without her permission. He said he felt like he was threatened by individuals in the area and that he was going to be attacked, so he grabbed the rifle and just fired. He told the police he, quote-unquote, just lost it. He's also being charged with child abuse without great bodily harm.
This man is behind bars tonight after pulling a rifle out of a guitar case.
Do they show the rifle? I want to see what the rifle looks like.
2 people. Police arrested James Frederick after the shooting near 18th and Spruce Avenue last night. One person was shot in the chest and another in the shoulder. A man nearby told police he ducked for cover behind his car.
Also, that's a face of a man who doesn't regret what he did.
Frederick told police he'd been drinking and smoked marijuana laced with fentanyl. He said he felt threatened by individuals in the area and that he was being attacked, so he grabbed the rifle and just fired.
I like how even the fucking reporter was confused by what she was reading, because you could tell she just trailed off at the end of that. Bellsmere man arrested after intercourse with miniature. Oh, God. I tabbed most of these articles days ago, so I don't even remember all the headlines. Oh, God. Well, we're 1 week into this, and we've already arrived at bestiality. Nowhere to go but up. Okay. I didn't fall. After noticing ligature marks and bungee cords around its neck, the owner of a miniature horse in Vero Beach installed cameras in her barn. It wasn't even his horse! He was fucking someone else's! Now, I'm not one to victim blame. That's a lie. But that horse is a cheating, dirty slut. A few days later, the owner saw a man entering the barn, standing behind the horse in a sexual manner. For nearly 2 hours, the man returned to the barn 3 times during the night. Jesus Christ, dude! Get a sex toy! Fuck, man! A fleshlight's less likely to break your fucking testicles! Never stand behind a horse. That's how you get kicked in the head. Trust me, I'm speaking from experience. Also, horses poop at random, so you really don't want to be behind them when they poop because, oh my god, it's so big and bad. The man in the video was identified as 57-year-old Santiago Victoria of Fellsmere. The horse's owner called the Indian River County Sheriff's Office to report the incident. Deputies interviewed Santiago, who admitted to having intercourse with the horse. He also told deputies he did not have permission to be... Bro, you didn't need to admit to the trespassing. That's just another charge they're going to label at you. Santiago was arrested and charged with 3 counts of burglary of a structure and transported to the Indian River County Jail, where his bond was set at $75,000. Arrest and mugshots were made public by complaint affidavit. Can we get this on the big screen? Look at this man. This is a man who has never had sex with a human being. He's literally got the posture of the virgin walk meme. Like, he's got my shitty hunched over posture. I don't know why they have him wearing a smock, though. This is beautiful. This guy. This fucking guy. I can't stop looking at it. Why? It just... All right, Reddit Brain Trust, please disappoint me. Wait, he fucked Lil Sebastian? I've cried twice in my life. First time I was 7 and I got hit by a bus. The second was when this guy got his hands on Lil Sebastian. I had a coworker who was run over by a bus in Puerto Rico. To this day, he introduces himself like, "Hi, I'm Jim. I'm the guy who caught the bus." Hey, don't know what that has to do with anything, but good on him. The news reporter asked, "Okay, hold on. What the fuck is Lil Sebastian?" Because apparently this is just a reference I'm not getting. Oh, Parks and Rec. Okay, that's why. I've never watched that show. News reporter reached out to Lil Sebastian for a comment about the incident, but he couldn't talk. He was a little... Fuck you. That pun was so bad you'd think I came up with it. 10,000 candles in the wind. Oh, this is from Sebastian Daily, so... Giddy howdy! Giggity hoddity. Yeah, fuck off. Mr. Hands, Part 2. Wait, what was it called? Sebastian Daily. Mr. Hands was a catcher, not a pitcher. The little horse now seems depressed. He's saddled with shame. There's no nay he's gonna get over it. He prefers bareback. I asked him why the long face. These first two are... That first one's... This is the Florida man I'm here for. Also, Fellsmere is exactly where I would expect someone to be fucking a horse. I don't think the entire town has a paved road. The area between Fellsmere, Okeechobee, and Yeehaw Junction is like the Bermuda Triangle of Florida. Nothing that resides there within there can be introduced to society. Also, yes, there is in fact a town in Florida called Yeehaw Junction. It is in South Florida. I want to go there one day, if for no other reason than to see why it's called Yeehaw Junction. I'm not even going to Google that. I'm just going to believe that those are... I'm not even going to Google that. I'm just going to believe that those are real names of places in Florida because that would be awesome. Yeehaw Junction. I can confirm Okeechobee is real because that's the big-ass lake in South Florida. I know Yeehaw Junction is also real, so I'm going to assume Fellsmere is real. Town names. No joke. Its original name was Jackass Junction. That's a great name. Fellsmere. I can tell you that we had almost 2 full paved roads. Almost. Are all of these just Parks and Recreation references? Are they gonna give him a haircut? What's with the smock? The dude was begging a horse. You think they gave him time to put his clothes back on when they arrested him? Probably not, actually. Do you get completely naked to fuck a horse? I'm not familiar with all the steps of the procedure. No, I'm not ignoring chat, Magic. Don't worry. You get your buckets first. Well, if it's a miniature horse, I call all those my no buckets. But I only like to have consensual sex with adult horses, so bucket it is. Then you gotta get some oats and water. Wine and dine, cereal friendly. And then... and thus began E-Horse origin story. Horse. Even worse, it wasn't consensual. The horse kept shouting nay over and over again, but Florida man would not quit. And he's named Forrest Gumpy. God damn it. Fuck you. That's too good. What's worse than a rapist? A horse rape. You can bake a cake and no one calls you the cake baker. You drive a car and no one calls you the car driver. But you fuck one pony. Not me if you've heard this one before. Disgusting wacko. Let a real horse penetrate him and see how he likes it. might. Okay, so don't get hooked. Don't get fucked by a horse. The average human rectum is literally not properly skilled to take a horse cock. Only trained professionals in both the pornographic and self-employed pornographic industries can. But hey, to quote the song, there's no cock like horse cock. 57 years old for 2 hours. There's, I mean, good for him. Maybe he left more for more Viagra? Wait, did I miss something? What did he steal? Virginity. He stole the poor horse's virginity. He went back 2 more times? Damn, that's become a regular hobby horse. Who among us? At least he didn't die, right? Remember Mr. Hands? Oh god, I'm now remembering who Mr. Hands is. God damn it. So remember what I was saying about the human rectum? It cannot physically take a horse cock? Mr. Hands is one such example. Though, if I remember correctly, he actually did survive. No, wait, I'm thinking of the guy who shoves glass jars up his ass, not Mr. Hands. I have seen too much shit in my life that I'm actually getting my fucked up gore videos confused. What the fuck is wrong? After you. Give the guy a break. It was just a little horsing around. Horse is a horse, of course, but if you're thinking of intercourse, you'll be arrested by the police force. Don't mess with Mr. Ed. Shit, that's really good. Kinky Kelly and the Sexy Stud, the next generation. That's enough internet for today. Clicked on this expecting Ocala. Again, slightly disappointed. This isn't the first time I've seen a Florida man arrested for fucking a mini horse. Why is it always a mini horse? Question. Sexual interhorse. Residents of Fort Lauderdale neighborhood fear roosters are being stolen for cockfighting ring. What? What? What the actual fuck? Several families are claiming that roosters are being poached from their Fort Lauderdale neighborhood. One of those residents even confronted an apparent thief. Those residents also say they know who know why their roosters are being taken. Lynn Morgan loves her neighborhood cock. She loves them so much she has a names for them. It's why she and some of her neighbors... Also, yes, I'm going to be replacing rooster with cock because A, it's still applicable, and B, I'm 12. The first he took I called Arnie. Quite sure he's dead by now or he's been in a fight by now. One neighborhood recently recorded cell phone video of a man they believe is culprit. They always have a bait rooster with them. They let them fight for a little bit until they tire out, then they take them away. Morgan said when she confronted the man trying to grab one of the birds a few days ago, she was threatened. We'll be back to get your cocks, and I don't care how old you are, and we'll be back to get you as well, she repeated. And then they threw water bottles at me. Really? Water bottles? Fuck off. Residents in the South Middle neighborhood think they know the rooster. What the cocks are being snatched for, an alleged cockfighting. One officer that I talked to said that it's very possible right in the neighborhood. That's why she believes she's been posting flyers up and down the block, offering a $5,000 reward for information. It's a blood sport, she said, and I want more people, and I want to get the people involved. Hey, I mean, if they're selling tickets, I'll show up. Fort Lauderdale police said they are well aware of what's been going, but bro, Christian, you missed a word there, buddy. Come on, you were on the home stretch. What's been going on? But because there are neighborhood roosters, there's no crime committed on the video, and so far, no solid evidence of cockfighting. Anyone with information is urged to contact police or Broward Crime Stoppers at 954-493-TIPS. Let's watch the video.
A story you will see only on Local 10 tonight. A neighborhood robbed of their roosters, and residents say they know why.
One of them even confronting an apparent thief. Local 10's Christian.
Speaking of shitty haircuts, the woman on the right.
The exclusive. Christian.
Yeah, people we've spoken to along Northwest 7th Avenue here in Fort Lauderdale tell us they are disturbed and disgusted with what they believe is happening to their favorite.
Well, I guess we're not watching that. Video player froze. Right? No comments. Shame. This one's from 2 days ago. Florida Highway Patrol. Tampa man arrested for grabbing a driver's steering wheel, crashing car during an argument. Both the man and the driver were taken to a local hospital where witnesses told troopers they overheard him intimidating the driver not to report the incident. I don't think that's going to work, but he gets points for trying. Alachua County, Florida. Tampa man is currently behind bars after grabbing a driver's steering wheel and crashing a car in Alachua County, Florida Highway Patrol says. According to a news release, the incident happened on September 4th on Interstate 75 in Alachua County. Troopers say Nathaniel Klippel, 20, was a passenger in the car when he and a woman driver were arguing. So you're saying it was a female driver? Klippel reached over and grabbed the steering wheel, causing the woman to lose control and crash. Oh, never mind. Well, so in this case, it should have been the woman driving. Both Klippel and the woman were taken to a local hospital where witnesses told troopers they overheard Klippel intimidating the woman not to report the incident. A week later, troopers say that the woman was able to get away from Klippel in order to contact the Florida Highway Patrol and report the crash. Klippel has been taken into custody on Thursday, and Florida Highway Patrol says law enforcement surrounded his home and encouraged him to surrender. Taken to Hillsborough County Jail, where he faces charges of attempted murder and witness tampering. Okay, by the fact he was threatening her, tells me that if they were in a relationship, he was incredibly abusive, and I feel like that'll come out. So he's probably going away for a long while. I know a Florida woman who tried this shit too. Just never got arrested, and the driver narrowly avoided a cluster of... One of the deadliest stretches of interstate in the country. Can't imagine why. Thankful to be out of Alachua County and Florida in general. Okay, Cam, you fucking coward. Oh, this is just another article of the guy who tried jumping in the river. I was wondering why that was. Also, I would like to point out that we still have all of this to go through. God help me. Did it my own way. Wish speaks to a Florida man who'd used trash can to trap gator in viral video. Orange County, Florida. Eugene Bozzi is a military veteran and a dad. While he was in Florida for a year, the native of Philadelphia felt an alligator's power up close. Somebody's got to step up and do something. We all got to look out for each other, he told West. Oh, so this is a local story. Bitchin'. I was frightened when I had it in. Because it was so powerful, and I didn't expect that. It was pushing and whipping its tail all around. Denise Sparks says a 6-footer was in front of her home in Orange County. She had no idea until she... That would have been gator food. I would have fainted, she said. I said, what in the world is going on? I heard boom, boom, boom. Once the gator was in the trash can, Bozzi quickly maneuvered it down the embankment towards a retention pond, pushing it in and hightailing it up the hill. Army training kicked in. Get in, get it done, dropping it in, keep moving. What a lad. Orange County tweeted out that people should call the state's nuisance line for alligators so a licensed trapper can take it. I don't know what the procedure is, so I did it my own way, he said. Bozzi is stunned by the attention he got after the video went viral. I got so many inboxes, DMs, women saying things, people that I do know, friends, he said. What a fucking lad. I've seen this video.
Number 4, stop what you're doing for a second and take a look at this wild video on your screen here.
Also, he gets points for using the recycling can. Not enough people use recycling.
It's a video of a local man capturing a wandering alligator in a rolling trash can, and it is everywhere online.
The man in this video felt he needed to make sure nobody was hurt with an alligator. Got a little too close for comfort. West News' Dave McDaniel spoke with him about the encounter.
Just look at it go.
Baby, watch out, watch out. Eugene Bozzi grabbed his trash can when he was told a
oh, damn, I got his last name
just
correct.
outside his neighbor's front door. Somebody let me know the head.
Fucking video players. Why don't they just use YouTube in beds?
Somebody got to step up and do something. We all got to look out for each other, right?
God bless you, sir. God bless America, you absolute legend.
The native of Philadelphia felt an alligator's power up close.
I was frightened when I had it in it.
Also, why did they use a fisheye lens for
I
that,
expect that,
for that shot?
Myself out, we're whipping this tail around.
Now, I can't say with any certainty that this is the same alligator, but it is the pond where that alligator was released by the neighbor. And the alligator right here appears to be doing well.
I would have been gator food.
I can guarantee you there's at least 5 gators in that
The 6-footer was in
pond.
front of her home, and she had no idea until she heard the commotion.
Came outside, I was like, what in the world is going on? Because I heard a lot of boom, 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 boom.
Once the gator was in the trash can, Vazzy quickly maneuvered it down the embankment toward the retention pond, pushing it over and hightailing
He
it
just
up the hill.
fucking runs away. What a lad.
Drop him in there and keep him moving.
He needed a quick return and a snatch of the trash can to complete the mission.
I don't know the procedure, so I did my own way.
Orange County tweeted out that people should call the state's nuisance line for alligators so a licensed trapper can take over. Vazzy is stunned by all the attention.
But sometimes you need a wholesome story to follow up the horse fucking, you know?
I got so many inboxes and DMs and women saying things, men saying things, people that I do know, friends.
And he can always say, he went viral. In Orange County, Dave McDaniel, West
Now, this ain't the regular kind of Florida Gator wrestling,
on the phone.
but that's certainly more entertaining than what you normally. What a lad. He did it for the family. And there's no comments in the thread. Whatever. Fucking loser. Cops. Woman says car might blow up, or might have blown up, charged with DUI. Given Stanley's emotions changed from happy to sad to crying then anger. Police. He was obnoxious. Yeah, I can tell just by looking at that. Oh, God. Oh, God. What is wrong with her face? That thing falls headlong into the uncanny valley, but I'm not sure why. Like, oh, God, she just looks awful. It looks like she's made of wax, but I think that might just be the shitty lighting of them taking her picture under the fluorescent bulb. Boca Raton, Florida. Boca Raton residents, Jiven Stanley, allegedly told police the reason one tire of her 2012 Hyundai was on a rim, another tire was missing, that her driver's side mirror was broken off, was because, quote-unquote, it might have blown up. Stanley, on the... now facing a DUI charge and a second charge for refusing to accept a citation. According to Palm Beach Sheriff's Office, a deputy found I'm gonna have to edit that out later because that is just straight up doxing. I don't get why people do that. According Stanley near the area of Lyons Road and Palmetto Park around 11:14 Thursday night. Police wrote Stanley was obnoxious, talkative, aggressive, interruptive, repetitive, resistant, argumentative, and belligerent. White woman getting arrested. Okay. This is what the police report narrative. Upon arrival, I observed a white female getting out of her driver's running car who was visually upset. I made contact with the female, later identified through the Florida tag as ship, who had slurred speech, was not making sense, and was unable to tell me who she was. While talking to Stanley, I observed her front left tire to be on a rim, missing the tire, her driver's side mirror broken off, and her back left tire flat. When asking how she got the damage, she stated, I don't know, it might have blown up. As Shiven, again, where she was coming from, she said, I had a few drinks back there and pointed east on Palmetto Park Road. Shiven was unable to give me the area of that, stating, I have lived here forever, and was unable to keep a conversation flowing. Shiven was asked multiple times for her driver's license and said, I'll get it. Changed the subject, forgetting to get her license. Shiven's emotions, she was happy to sad to crying then. Stanley, according to the police report, submitted a breath test and to accept a citation. She also, according to police, had difficulty completing several field sobriety tests. Stanley was booked in Palm Beach County Jail at 1:52 a.m. Friday morning and was released on her own recognizance at 8:38 a.m. God damn, that's a fucking movie monster face if I've ever seen one. No comments. Florida woman hacked flight system, cleared planes with maintenance issues to fly, police say. Could they not license the actual non-watermarked fucking mugshot? What the hell is this thing? That's just hideous. Tampa, a Brevard County woman is facing a string of charges after she allegedly hacked into the computer system at Melbourne Flight Train. Authorities first knew something wrong on January 12, 2020, when CEO of MFT, Derek Fallon, logged onto the flight training computer. Noticed several things were off. He said that the make, model, and tail numbers had been deleted from 12 airplanes. Aircraft that had been flagged as having maintenance issues having been. An affidavit states, meaning aircraft which may have been unsafe to fly were purposely made airworthy. Fallon also found inspection limitations had been deleted. He called the owner of the software and was told there was no system problem. Fallon instructed all flights to be grounded until the information. Between the time the data was altered and fixed, a situation that could have endangered human lives, Fallon wrote in a statement. Fallon identified two suspects, a man who had been the director of maintenance for MFT before being fired in November of 2019, and his daughter, Lauren Lyde, 26, who had resigned from her job as a flight operations manager the same day her father was fired. Investigators found that a login had been belonging to the current flight operations manager was used to make dangerous changes in the flight software. However, the current flight operations manager signed an affidavit saying he did not modify or delete aircraft information. Investigators determined that IP addresses used to log into the software belonged to Laura Lynn's father. Lynn's father said he didn't have a clue why his computer had been used to access MFT's computer. Pressed on if he knew anything that would want, if he knew anyone who would want to sabotage the computer information, he said, "I'm kind of concerned about my daughter at this point." Lyde's father had said that Fallon had made his daughters miserable and lied to her. Couldn't wait to get out of there. You guys don't understand the torment, he put. Lyde's father finally confessed to sabotaging the computer. Police say he was unable to say what he did or how. Detectives determined Laura Lyde is one of the few people in the area who has the knowledge, skills, and ability to alter the flight record. He's been charged with accessing a computer or electronic device without authority, modifying computer data programs without authority. That's a fucking hell of a mugshot. Ugh. This is ground control, calling Major Tom. What was she hoping to accomplish by this? Maximizing entropy, as any Florida man would do. If job applications, movies have taught me anything, is that you immediately get hired by the feds when you hack a system. Chaos. Chaos and terrorism. Chaos. Puts on a Bane mask who does the voice. Going maskless and leaving no... What are you hoping to do? Crushing this plane. Hey, look, it's someone bitching about Trump, even though he's been out of office for almost a full year at this point. Fuck off. I don't feel like going through the rest of these. Florida cop fired after getting caught having sex on duty with woman while her boyfriend recorded them. The officer was in uniform and having sex with a woman in the backseat of the squad car while the woman's boyfriend recorded them engaging in a sexual act. I don't know how to respond to that. But it is impressive. He was cucking a man on the clock. It really is a 2021 ass crime, isn't it? The Collier County Sheriff's Office deputy has been fired for having sex while on duty. CSO officers said they received a complaint with video evidence involving one of its deputies, Juan Vasquez, for having sex with a woman in the back of a squad car on more than one occasion and immediately launched into an investigation. Police who... The person who tipped off law enforcement had a feeling... Woo! Had a feeling that it was not right for Vasquez to be doing what he was on the clock. Investigation led Vasquez to admit to having sex with a consenting woman while he was on the date. Okay, at least she consented to getting railed while her boyfriend watched. So, at least consent was involved. So, points for that. Vasquez was interviewed on September 28th and said that he had only had sex on the job one time. However, the following day, the tipster returned to investigators with a second video. It was probably the guy he was cucking, let's be honest. The woman had a boyfriend whom she was in an open relationship with, and they belonged to a nudist colony. Wow, this took a left fucking turn. Officials noted in the investigation report, the woman also told investigators that her boyfriend recorded her engaging in sexual acts with the deputy. However, the deputy did not know that he was being filmed. According to Winks News, the video showed Vasquez getting into the car in full uniform. It's like Fake Taxi, except worse. Collier County deputy says that less than 24 hours after getting the complaint and confirming the allegations, Collier County Sheriff Kevin Rambosk withdrew Vasquez's appointment as a deputy and issued the following statement. Sheriff Rambosk, the dedicated men and women of the CCSO and the community we serve, do not condone or support Vasquez's behavior. Vasquez's actions do not represent the standards of our professional law enforcement agency. Report will be sent to Florida Department of Law Enforcement Criminal Justice Standards and that's a long name, JASTC, for its review and decision on Vasquez's law enforcement certification status. Yada yada. Overseas law enforcement. Blah blah blah. This is the third time this month that an officer has been suspended or fired for having sex on the job. Last week, an LA County Sheriff's deputy was fired after an open mic recorded him having sex with a woman in the Universal Studios lot last year, as previously reported. Last month, a Madison, Wisconsin police officer was placed on leave after getting caught on camera having sex with a prostitute. Unmarked police. I mean, that second one just sounds like entrapment more than anything for the prostitute. God, and we still have so much more to get through. Normally, I'm in favor of recording cops. Mangana, Florida. Link to video? I'm not clicking that. I already know it's going to be never going to give you up. I watch YouTube videos on double speed, not playing. Where's the video on the not safe for work Reddit? The fact that it was consensual sex is relief, and that guy, thank you, Butt Sex Europe. You're correct about that. The thin blue ball line. On the next episode of Cuckolding Cops. Florida man. Wait, a cop? Damn, that's... Okay, this is just another story about the guy and the trash can. Let's see if this one has any comments. It also doesn't. Former Miami-Dade County judge arrested after police say he pulled a gun on his neighbor. Coral Gables, Florida. A former Miami-Dade County judge was arrested after police said he pulled a gun on his neighbor in Coral Gables. Miguel Fernando Mirabel, 51, has been charged with aggravated assault with a firearm. Police say he pointed the gun during an argument Sunday at the apartment complex where he lived. According to the arrest form, the victim said he was inside his apartment when he heard his cousin calling for him to come outside. He then said that he went downstairs to let his cousin in. That's when the men's cousin told him that Mirabel would not let him inside the building, that he was threatening him, saying he had a gun in his apartment and would go get it. It was then that the man said he could see Mirabel in the garage approaching him to talk. That's when Mirabel pulled out the gun and with his right hand pointed it at him, and according to the victims, with his left hand pulled the slide back on the weapon twice. So he cocked it and then ejected a bullet? I don't know, seems like a waste of ammo to me. Mirabel told the police that the man's cousin had told him to open the gate when asked what apartment he lived in. Person and he told him an apartment number that didn't exist, according to He said that the person then became belligerent, began calling him names, and that somehow the person was able to enter the gate. That person then began approaching him and telling him he would fight him. We're in the former judge. That's when he pulled out his handgun and placed it behind his back. He said that he told the person he was armed. The person stepped back and left. He also told the police that his gun was not loaded and the safety was on. However, a 911 call revealed that the person who Maribel allegedly pointed the gun at could be heard saying, "Do not get near me. Go back and leave me alone." The report said that the victim told Maribel the same thing 4 times. 911 call also said, the victim told the operator that he has a Glock, he's in the garage, and he's cocked it twice. Victim statements on the police, or victim statements to police, coincided with the 911 call. The former judge resigned from the bench in April due to misconduct allegations. Now let's see if we can actually hear
Former
the
Miami
video.
judge is now behind bars after cops say that he pulled a gun on a neighbor in Coral Gables. 51-year-old Miguel Mirabal is now being charged with aggravated assault with a firearm. Police say that he pointed the gun at the neighbor during an argument at an apartment complex. Mirabal resigned from the bench in April due to misconduct allegations.
Now that's it. Well, that one's kind of disappointing, but whatever. Good comments. What's so bad about this? I'd do the same if I was him. Thank you, Tiny Dick Weeb. You're really living up to your name, buddy. Cocks the gun twice just to be double cocked. Cocked up situation. Cock. You're on the inside of the lock gate and someone outside wants you to open it for them and you don't want to. Walk away? Am I missing something? This guy has a point, actually. Florida man locks dad and daughter in tennis court over scooter dispute. That's a... I'm pretty sure I've seen the hentai this guy has starred in. You can find most of it under the tag Ugly Bastard. Kendall, Florida. A Florida man is facing charges after he allegedly locked his neighbor and his neighbor's 5-year-old daughter in a tennis facility at an apartment complex in Kendall. Deputies said the man was upset after seeing the father watching over his 5-year-old daughter while she was riding a scooter on the tennis court. James Olson, 63, old enough to know better, now facing charges of false imprisonment after allegedly telling the father and daughter duo that scooter riding was not allowed there before locking them in, a report says. The victim reportedly refused to leave, saying he wasn't breaking any rules before Olson responded by using a padlock to lock the two inside. Olson allegedly said that he was the president of the building, which investigators quickly determined was not true after speaking to a security guard. NBC News report Olson was once the president, but not anymore. However, the 63-year-old still had the keys to the tennis court. The security guard let the dad and her daughter out of the tennis court after the victim had called the police. Olson's wife told NBC News that her husband suffers from health issues and that the incident was out of character for him. Facing 2 charges involving false imprisonment and false imprisonment of a child under the age of 13. 63-year-old will be granted an Arthur hearing to determine whether or not he will be offered bond. Man, what an asshole. Look at this guy. That's the face of a male Karen if I've ever seen. All right. I wish these news articles had comments, but they never do. Poor guy likely has dementia, so I feel You know, this one might be right about that, actually. Oh, well. Unless he's diagnosed, I don't feel a problem laughing about it. I blame it on the heat. It's the reason why it's so crazy in Florida, Arizona, Texas, and Nevada. Fuck off. Let's see. Man tries to kill victim after bumping into him at CVS. That's the face of a man who does not regret what he's done. 47-year-old man has been charged with attempted murder in Tamarack after he stabbed a man for accidentally bumping into him in the entrance of a CVS, court records show. Ray Clark of Lauderdale Lakes took exception when the victim collided by mistake with Clark as the victim entered the CVS to buy a drink on October 5th, according to an arresting affidavit filed by the Broward Sheriff's Office. Clark reacted aggressively and immediately asked him, "What do you want to do?" and got into a fighting stance. Clark then pulled out a knife and stabbed the victim in the left arm. So literally, this is a case of, what are you going to do? Stab me? Final words, stabbing victim. In fear for his life, the victim fled the store while Clark tried to stab him again. What the fuck? When Clark went to his white Toyota Camry and pulled out a Smith & Wesson 380 handgun from the trunk, the victim, now bleeding profusely, ran inside the store asking for help, according to the BSO. CVS employees closed the store to prevent Clark from entering and then called 911. Clark and his victims, according to BSO, had never met nor had seen each other before the incident. Clark told deputies that he realized the victim was not fighting back after he retreated, so he stopped what he was doing and waited until deputies arrived. He's being held without bond in Broward, Maine jail. The victim was treated at Broward General Hospital. Well, okay then. Because sometimes when someone bumps into you during COVID, you have to get revenge by shanking a bitch. I don't write the rules. Bad enough he stabbed someone for simply bumping into them. But he stabbed a victim? What a monster. He looks like Morpheus. It's the red pill don't work. Probably going to get bumps where he's going. Better carry some lube. It's funny that he's going to get raped in prison. Florida man indicted after shooting down sheriff's drone. Oh, this is going to be fun. Second. A federal grand jury has returned an indictment charging a Florida man with possessing a firearm as a convicted felon in destruction of aircraft. If convicted of both counts, Wendell Doyle Goney, 51, faces a maximum penalty of 30 years in federal prison. The indictment also notifies Goney that the United States intends to forfeit a rifle and ammunition allegedly used in the offense. According to court documents on July 11, 2021, deputies from Lake County Sheriff's offices responded to a burglary at a 10-acre business property in Mount Dora. Deputies deployed a law enforcement drone to assist with the outdoor search, only to have the drone destroyed by gunfire from a neighboring property. So he wasn't even the guy they were looking for. He just wanted them to get off his lawn. Or rather, his sky lawn, I guess. When the deputies responded to the location, they confronted Goney, who acknowledged that he had just shot the drone with a .22 caliber rifle. He claimed the drone had been, quote-unquote, harassing him. Goney had also admitted to the deputies that he could not lawfully possess a firearm. He has 29 prior felony convictions in Florida, and as a convicted felon, Goney is prohibited from possessing a firearm and ammunition under federal law. The case is being investigated by the ATF and the Department of Transportation Office of the... Wait, what? The Department of the Transportation Office of the Inspector General? What the fuck is that? In Lake County Sheriff's Office. It will be prosecuted by the Assistant U.S. Attorney Robert E. Bodner. Okay, I want to know what this is, but I have the very distinct impression that I already have that one tabbed, so we're just going to move that over now. I feel like this is what's going to happen to FPS Russia in about 30 years. When he becomes able to own a gun again. The fact he wasn't legally allowed to own a gun, probably playing a role too. Apparently, all drones in the U.S. are considered aircraft, putting them under FAA jurisdiction. Yeah. He has 29 prior felony convictions in Florida. What the fuck? 3 strikes and you're out no longer applies? Welcome to Florida, where they only those that actually abide by the laws get screwed by them. Having lived in Lake County for 2 years in the past, I am at all not surprised by this. Don't they have open season for drones in Florida? Needs to be. My neighbor's kids have drones and love spying on people. People outside in the gardens looking at windows or garage doors. I really don't think they were looking for him. I think he just happened to be nearby and decided to be an idiot. Suspect driving stolen truck throws things at FSCO deputies. Probably Flagler County. Man threw sledgehammer, toolbox, and more. Ain't that a beautiful pair of mug shots right there? Fucking hell. Funnel, Florida. A suspect in a stolen pickup threw items including a sledgehammer, a large toolbox, and assorted tools at Flagler County Sheriff's Office deputies as they followed the vehicle Monday morning on State Road 100. They'd received a "be on the lookout" for the truck. Shane Hendricks of Jacksonville was behind the wheel when the truck was first spotted. During the pursuit, he climbed into the back of the truck while his passenger, Tammy Pecker, got into the driver's seat. Body cam video of the pursuit can be seen here, so we'll tab that for now. Deputies activated their lights and sirens near the Flagler. Oh god, and it was near a high school. That's always a good sign. When they first spotted the truck traveling westbound, stop sticks were activated in front of the office. Taking out 3 of the tires, Hendricks kept driving, crossing US 1 into State Road 11 and throwing items first out the window and then from the truck bed. The truck came to a stop on the side of the road, and Hendricks and Pecker were searched, secured, and put in separate cars. Yeah, that sounds about right. Hendricks told deputies he got in the truck from a man in Jacksonville. He didn't want to give the man's name because he was scared. When deputies searched the truck, they found a loaded semi-automatic handgun containing 5 rounds with 1 in the chamber. They found various drug paraphernalia, a straw, and a container of a white powdery residue. Another straw with white crystalline. I wonder if it was meth and coke. Probably. But I doubt it. This was a wild and one of the most bizarre chases I've ever seen in my career, said Daly. These dirtbags with their long criminal history thought it was a good idea to throw tools at our deputies and flee rather than surrender peacefully. Maybe they've watched too much TV and were making... They did. One that a judge will see. Thankfully, none of our deputies or anyone else got hurt by their actions. If you assault the deputy sheriff and flee, we'll get you. We'll still go to jail, but with a lot more charges. In this case, their flight ended at the Green. Hendricks is being held on without bond on charges of violation of probation, fleeing and eluding a law officer with lights and sirens on, multiple counts of throwing a deadly missile at vehicle. I guess petty theft is... Multiple counts of reckless driving, possession of a firearm, and by a convicted felon, possession of drug paraphernalia, multiple counts of aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer, driving with a license while license is suspended with knowledge, assault on a law enforcement officer. Pecker is being held on $76,000 bond. He's charged with fleeing and eluding law enforcement, multiple counts of throwing a deadly missile at vehicles, multiple counts of aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer, petty theft, grand theft of a motor vehicle, driving while license is suspended, and reckless driving. Fuck, they're jaywalking. Yeah. Oh, this is a 10-minute video. Jesus.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that's a school, meaning they're driving in a school parking lot. What kind of GTA driving is this? Oh yeah, that was a school. At least this gives me a minute to rest my fucking voice, because holy shit, I am talking so much today. I wonder if the car's sirens are on, because I'm not hearing them. Also, can we get to the part where they start throwing things at the cops? Boop. Boop, boop. Why did that truck have 6 wheels, like the blue one they just passed? I mean, this is a nice looking area. Man, can't they show us the dash cam footage from the car in front where we can actually see the truck? Also, I don't know if you noticed this, but the red box doesn't fully cover the bottom of the screen, but only on that side. Oh, there's the toolbox, and there's the hammer. At least they're doing this in a fairly rural area, so there's not as many people that could get hurt by this. So they get points for that. And then they just pull over. I can't... That guy drank something when he got on the ground. Did you see that? I think he's holding a beer. I don't know what else that could be. Oh, well. Let's see. Florida's a hell of a drug. I thought this was Indian River again. Our mugshot looks identical. And let's go. Florida Sheriff trolls dealers after finding 770 pounds of high-grade marijuana. God damn, that's a lot of weed. Hold on, I need this link real quick. Officials with the Brevard County Sheriff's Office trolled drug dealers online after finding 700 pounds of marijuana. They said they want to return the weed to its rightful owner. Sheriff Wayne Ivey wrote on Facebook, if you happen to have lost or misplaced approximately 770 pounds of high-grade marijuana and would like to have your property, please contact our narcotics agents and we will be more than happy to reunite you with your lost property. All of us at one point or another in our lives have lost or misplaced something important and always hopeful that it is a good and kind person that will return our lost item and do the right thing by returning it to its rightful owner. Since at the Brevard County Sheriff's Office, we always strive to do the right thing. Our narcotics agents are trying to identify the rightful owner of the approximately 770 pounds of marijuana that was seized from a mini storage facility in Vieira. I mean, trying to identify the rightful owner of the property is the least we can do, especially since it has a street value of roughly $2 million? Fuck! Christ! Hold on, I need to see what that breaks down to per pound. Fuck! Wait, did I do that wrong? Oh yeah, I did that wrong. Fuck! That's $2,600 a pound! Fuck, man, I'm in the wrong industry. I don't know what I would do with that much weed, but I certainly make a lot of money. Since at the Brevard County Sheriff's Office, we always strive to do the narcotics agents are trying to identify the rightful owners of yada. So if the 770 pounds of marijuana belongs to you, all we need to come on down to our criminal investigation service building on Gus Hip Boulevard in Rockledge and claim your property with absolutely no strings attached. You can tell they're serious because they put exclamation points instead of just the one. Once we've properly identified you as the rightful owner, we will gladly return your property and also make sure that both you and your property are kept in a secure area so no one can try to rip you. In fact, we are so excited to return something this valuable to its rightful owner that we are also going to throw in an all-expense-paid extensive staycation so that you can reflect for a while on exactly how much your lost property meant.
New this morning, Brevard County deputies are searching for whoever kept hundreds of pounds of marijuana inside a storage unit. The sheriff's office posted this photo to social media showing what they say is $2 million worth of pot. In a Facebook post, Sheriff Wayne Ivey wrote the drugs were found at a storage facility in Viera. He says whoever stored the marijuana will face charges once they're found.
Fucking hell. That's a waste of a lot of perfectly good pot, because all that's going to go up in smoke, and not in a fun way. It's just going to get hooked in and... Just got back from the North Coast of California and Lower Oregon. All the handout newspapers are filled with ads for legal, fresh, Newport bud of many types. 1/2 ounce, $109 tax included. Tons of real estate companies are selling licensed farm of various types and acreage. Set up grow sites are priced at around $1 million. The sheer amount of grow sites for days says to me that the North Coast pot market, grow market is peaked and calling or out-of-state sales. Florida, on the other hand, is all wrapped up in the big evil weed mine. Also, if weed really does cost $110 for 1/2 ounce, I'm glad I don't smoke weed, because fuck me, that's expensive. Because it's fucking Brevard. This nothing fucking there are cocoa beans. Gotta make quotas somehow. Wow, trolling, so funny. Glad we can waste time and resources on fucking weed. They're so proud of themselves, an utterly forgettable score of 770 pounds of small. They want to arrest someone for something, buy down a street at a dispensary. Fucking hell. Blah, blah, blah. And then it's a bunch of people bitching about weed legal. Yeah, it's the same story. Cool. I already had it tabbed. I will be back in a moment. I'm just gonna leave you with our new friend here. Because holy shit, that is the face of regret. All right, I'm back. Florida man with half-gallon of Captain Morgan in sports sets fire in road, floods police station. I have so many fucking questions that I don't even know where to begin. But I'm impressed, if nothing else. Just look at this man. That is the face of pure, unadulterated regret. It's Sunday, and nothing better to start the last day of the weekend with a Florida man story. This time, it's 36-year-old. This guy is 36. Wow, he looks awful. Got Brandon Taylor. Okay, 3 first names. That's your first mistake. Who happens to be a fire starter and swordsman. According to deputies on Thursday, they arrived at Taylor's home just after 2 a.m. to flames burning in the roadway. Taylor perched in the yard holding a sword with a knife in his belt and chugging half a gallon of Captain Morgan spiced rum. Okay, listen. All I'm going to say about this is if you're going to start a fire down under, make sure it's swords and tequila, not swords and rum, you fucking Christ. Deputies say Taylor dropped the blade, but had no explanation on why he started the fire. Taylor was arrested and transported to the Titusville Police Department. End of story? No! While in a holding cell, Taylor had a change of heart and reversed course on starting fires. Turning into a fire sprinkler head, Taylor immediately intentionally broke it off and flooded his cell in the booking area of the police station. Taylor was transported to Brevard County Jail and faced a plethora of misdemeanor and felony charges. including malicious burning of land, 2 counts malicious burning of land, 2 counts criminal mischief of under $1,000, or no, over 1,000, 2 counts disorderly or intoxication, liquor law violation, 2 counts resisting an officer without violence, 2 counts of bond exoneration and revocation, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 counts of bond exoneration and revocation of misdemeanor. I like how they also have all these different court dates. Like, look, 11/18, 11/18, 11/18, 10/21, 10/21, 10/21, 10/28, 12/2. And these all happened on the same day. Look at this man. Look at this man and weep, for you know that there is not a loving God, lest he would not have made this man cry at his mugshot. Alexa, play Swords and Tequila and Fire Down Under by Riot. I actually have that record somewhere back there. I just don't feel like getting up and looking for it. Fucking Christ, Titusville. And I live in Florida. I love these Florida men stories, as I have run across people here like this that are bizarre. Thank you, Steve. Perhaps one needs help. Please change your view. Stop the criticism. What the fuck is this guy even on about? I'm saving this. This is art. I'm saving that thumbnail. Wasn't this mugshot posted yesterday for a different arrest? Keep the Florida pirate spirit alive. Then it's just this guy whining about mental illness, about how this is mental illness. When it's not mental illness, he drank half a gallon of rum! He was drunk off his ass! He probably couldn't even think straight, let alone walk it. Oh my god, we still have all these stories to go through. I'm gonna lose my fucking voice. Florida man was reloading ammo prior to home explosion. Total loss of home. Boy, that escalated quickly. Florida man was reloading ammo prior to his home exploding on Thursday, resulting in a total loss and sustaining serious injury. Now, the question is, was he reloading ammunition into a gun, or was he reloading spent ammunition with gunpowder? Because those are two very different things. One is incredibly stupid and likely to blow your house up if you do it wrong. According to the officials, Hillsborough County Fire responded to a report of an explosion at the residence on Thursday, October 7, 2021. The emergency call came into the HCFR dispatch center around 9:14 or 4:19 p.m. from a neighbor who heard the explosion. Investigators say that upon arrival of 4:28, crews found severe damage to 75% of the single home residence. As HCFR units arrived, they located 2 adult residents who were in the home at the time of the blast and sustained serious injuries. The man and the woman were assisted out of the rubble by neighbors, and both adults were transported emergency by HCFR to a local trauma center. What does that even mean? Transported emergency? Male patient remains in critical but stable condition. The female patient has been treated and released from the hospital. So it was probably the male patient that was actually doing the thing that caused the explosion. Investigators say that no other nearby residents or animals were injured during the explosion, and no injuries were sustained during the rescue operation. According to Hillsborough County Fire and Rescue Fire Investigator Dave Tucker, 2 first names, never trust anyone with more than 1 first name. We quickly mobilized the most highly trained explosive experts in the region to ensure that there were no greater risks to the community. The investigation of the incident was conducted with the aid of fire and bomb technicians from Florida State's Fire Marshal Office, Bureau, or the ATF, and Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, Hillsborough County, yada yada. Upon arrival, the male occupant advised HCFR crew that he was actively reloading small arms ammunition inside the house. Okay, so he was actually reloading the ammunition itself, and not just loading a gun. So he's a moron. Oh my god. He reported there were 6 pounds or more of smokeless powder in the immediate. According to the investigators, no evidence was discovered to point towards criminal charge. The residence was turned over to the homeowner and is a total loss. What the fuck? I'm curious how he ignited the powder. It doesn't just spontaneously explode. If he was smoking while handling gunpowder, meth lab was too close. 6 pounds of it is really not all that much either. At least not enough to blow up a house if it wasn't kept in some sort of heavily sealed container like a primer and tapped it too hard, set it off powder. It was 4:19 according to the police. Maybe the clock was a little early. I thought it was Pasco. It said gunpowder, not meth. Hey, that could be Polk. True. Prove that guns are an effective way to protect your property. Just blow it up yourself so no one else can steal anything. Technically not breaking and entering or burglary if your stuff's scattered over 3 blocks. One less Republican voter. Wow. Fuck you. Imagine reading this article and thinking, oh good, it's one less person for a political party I don't like. A, you don't even know if the guy is a Republican. So, dick move. And B, fuck off. Like, bro, his house got blown up. He's in Florida and has that much ammo. It's not much of a leap to assume he's a Republican. Florida's very... It's almost like the people on Reddit who complain about guns know fuck all about guns. Funny that. Action. The dumb assumption unless they found an ashtray on the... God damn, these idiots just keep doubling down, bitching about Republicans. God damn it. Fuck Reddit. I hate this site, but it's where all the good... And this video is brought to you by Adblocker. Adblocker, because you don't want to give YouTube your money. God, I wish I was sponsored by Adblocker. I'll kill you, okay? Jailed Florida man arrested using sign language to threaten woman over stolen mail. Hey, at least it was inclusive to the handicaps. Florida man is at it again, and this time while in jail using a video text to threaten an ex-girlfriend. According to deputies at Pinellas County Jail, Robert John Sowell, 35, threatened the life of a woman using sign language in a video text that was sent. Sowell said that a video text for September 20th using the sign language. I'll kill you, okay? I'll kill you. Yeah, this really doesn't look like a guy who would know sign language. Just look at him and his tiny nipples. They look like these two don't even look like the same fucking person. How did his... Actually, okay, yeah, he shaved his head. Sowell, who is deaf, thought the woman was stealing mail from his residence. Okay, so he himself was deaf. That makes sense. And the woman told investigators that she feared Sowell would cause harm to her. Sowell was arrested earlier this week on a felony charge and booked in Pinellas County Jail on $10,000 worth of... The funny thing is I'm looking at this and I see at least one more article that's going to pop up later. And I don't know when. But hey, he gets points for originality. I think he might be the first person to get arrested for threatening someone with sign language. The face of meth. ASL for meth. Is this actually just some guy spelling? It's a 2-second video. Why is it having trouble loading? Okay. So now we know the sign language for meth. Good job, team. Don't know what I'm gonna do with that. He is spelling meth. This is lame. Strange part of the story is that he sent a text message including a video of sign language. I mean, they're right. Why not just text the words? Deaf people can read, right? I'm not stupid. Deaf people know how to read. He probably never heard it is illegal to communicate a threat to someone. Fuck you. The perfect gift doesn't exist. I don't know. I just want to kill you. Mood. Fucking hell, man. I love this state. God damn it. We still have so much to go through. This is just the same story as before, but from a different article. Okay, so the guy who did all that damage apparently was $500, and then he caused another $1,000 worth of damage. Police responded to the same location around 5 times over the last 6 months. Jesus, this guy really is a fire starter. Fucking 6 months. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Ever. All right, next story. Hours-long Aventura SWAT situation ends after a man wanted by U.S. Marshals comes down. What the fuck happened to him? Is that a dick on the side of his head? Like, there's the fucking testicles, the gaps. Looks like someone tried taking a bite out of his forehead. Aventura, Florida. An hours-long rooftop standoff between police and a man wanted by the U.S. Marshals came to an end peacefully at an apartment complex. A series of events led to some tense moments for authorities and area residents. Aventura police responded to the scene at the promenade at Aventura Apartments along East County, yada yada. According to Aventura Police Sergeant Hans Meister, U.S. Marshals knocked on the man's door with a warrant around 1:30 p.m. The individual became, I guess, combative and barricaded himself, at which our police department responded with our SWAT and specialized. You think he became combative? What the fuck? Do you not have eyewitnesses that were there with him to tell you that he was or wasn't? Sky 7 Skyforce HD hovered above the identifies 24-year-old Trent Michael Connolly, again, 2 first names. Great sign to not trust someone. As he refused to speak, officers with gun drawn watched and waited as Connolly went everywhere but down. He took the house when it happened, says. As it turns out, this wasn't the first time Conley played hard to get with the law enforcement. Police said that that's what led to a crash in Hollywood back in April. Investigators said Conley was behind the wheel of a white Jaguar that slammed into parked cars as he ran away from Hollywood police. In that case, he was charged with aggravated assault of a police officer and several additional charges. Thankfully, the scene at Aventura 6 months later was considerably less destructive. Eventually, we took the scene over and were able to take the subject into custody without anyone being in. Conley finally agreed to come down. Miami-Dade Fire Rescue hosted him down as part of the decontamination. 7 news cameras captured an empty gas canister at his apartment set. The danger is more to the individual. We wanted to be able to save him from himself, so our primary responsibility was to save his life. Meanwhile, the ordeal had residents locked in or out of the complex for hours. There really wasn't any direct danger. We had to do but we do have the precaution because there could be a +1 or there could be a weapon that he might have. And nobody was hurt, and Connolly was taken into. Maester said that he was taken to hospital for evaluation. Expected to appear in court next Friday. Court records show that he allegedly committed a violent crime in Miami-Dade in September. As a violation of crowd release from Hollywood, he is now headed back to lockup. I never got the point of trying to escape to the roof to get away from the police. It's not exactly like you can just jump freedom. They've got the building surrounded. Where are you gonna go? An open manhole and pray to God the sewer? Oh, fuck off. Voice is gonna be shot by the end of this. I already feel my voice starting to go. I'm almost certain he wasn't playing chess up there. This cards he's definitely not playing deck. Leave the bird alone. Fuck! Man gets more than 22 years for trying to mail meth to. Oh, that is definitely the mugshot of someone who smokes meth. Fucking look at this man. Beautiful specimen. Oh, god damn. Fort Myers man was sentenced to 22 years and 6 months in a federal. Wow, more than 22 years. So yeah, 22 years. Fuck off, game. Fuck off, plot. The Monday after he was accused of having illegal drugs mailed to his home, Bradley Carter, again 2 first names, pled guilty to multiple charges in October after he allegedly tried to have about a pound of methamphetamine to his Fort Myers home, according to U.S. Attorney's Office for the Middle District. Investigators said Carter, a previously knowingly attempted to ship the package via by priority mail. Search of the 32-year-old's home uncovered more illegal drugs, including methamphetamine, fentanyl, and cocaine. Several firearms and ammunition were also found. Carter pled guilty to the charges of attempted possession and to distribute 50 grams of methamphetamine and for possession of a firearm with furtherance of a drug trafficking. The 32-year-old was also ordered to give up his guns and ammunition for crime. The case was investigated by the U.S. Postal Inspection Bureau of ATF, ETA, and the Sheriff's Office. And U.S. Attorney Jesus M. Casas prosecuted the case. Man, you know you're fucked when your prosecutor is named G. Let's be honest. Like, at that point, I would just immediately plead guilty. So, that's where I got all these stories from, Jason. Literally. Was that wrong? I thought this was America. How was I supposed to get the package home? No, he'll just try to get meth mailed to him in prison. Why is the guy trying to lick his birthday card? Meanwhile, a former deputy got 4 years for killing his son. Guys, we did it. We won the war on drugs. I mean, yeah, it's real dumb to mail hard drugs to your house. 22. There are sex offenders who get far less for children. Hey, that's not fair. I came out of Florida. Half this chat came out of Florida. We like it here. It's fun. He's a moron for using USPS. Especially priority, as I guess most things on an aircraft get scanned. Always go private and ground. That way the driver doesn't give a shit and pumps it on your front porch. Most delivery companies have stated they won't work with law enforcement because drivers and providers. No, Jason, that's the thing. I live in one of the few parts of the state that won't be. I'm far enough inland that I'll survive. We'll be an island owned by the Disney Corporation. Also had various homes and his drugs and illegal weapons. Florida fuck around with weapons. The illegal weapons are only illegal because he had confirmed. Guy was a meth dealer. Offenders may hurt children, but this guy was ruining families. Oh yeah, no, they own public land, but when Florida becomes an island, they're just gonna straight up buy the island from the United States. This dude had fentanyl and firearms, the most deadly non-military combo items you could. Not wrong. Not really. The dark net markets are always there. I'm ordered to know what. I'm ordered to know what you're getting. I would say only buy hard drugs from. Everything has fent in it now, even meth and benzene. Taking it, take it. I love in a state where if I could get caught with anything, all fine. That's the only way I would do it. Plus, cable is cheaper when you shop at the. What the fuck is this guy on about? Also, lol, nice try, Glowy. I know the darknet is just fed honeypots. This guy right here, this guy gets it. The darknet and dark web, or whatever you want to call it, is not nearly as scary as people make it out to be because the vast majority of it is actually owned by governments. Is there fucked up shit on there that gets distributed? Yes. Do people get caught and arrested? Yes. And then the government runs the sites and they don't tell people. This has happened before. I know a guy who raped his little granddaughter. I don't know how to respond to that. Gonna move on. 650. I'm sorry, I can't even read the rest of that headline. Look at this man's mustache. Look at this man's mustache and tell me what the fuck he's trying to do. Correct, Jake. I'm glad you understand technology. A 650-pound man was arrested after bursting into a woman's home in Wildwood. See, I want to make a Kool-Aid Man joke, but since he's African-American, I think that would be considered racist. The woman contacted law enforcement after the 37-year-old Titus Lamar Simon, 3 first names. Again, never trust someone with more than 1 first name. I don't know why this keeps coming up today, but I will keep hammering that point home until you fuckers listen to me. Because eventually, it's going to get through to you. I've met one guy with 3 first names that I'd trust, and he's just a chill stoner. Forced his way into his residence Wednesday afternoon. Arrest report from Sumter County. He'd been outside the home yelling and went to the back door and forced it open, despite the fact that it had been locked. He struck the woman with the door when it was forcibly opened. Obviously, he just shoulder checked it or something. But I like to believe he ripped it off the hinges and fucking smacked her with it. In 2013, he was sitting outside when deputies arrived on the scene. In 2013, Simon was arrested on multiple drug charges. At the time of his arrest, Simon, who stands at 5'11", weighed 545 pounds, according to the arrest report. 8 months in jail. Simon was arrested on a battery charge in 2003 and was ordered to complete 4 hours of anger. After Wednesday's arrest on a felony charge of burglary with battery, he was booked on a $10,000 bond by Sumter County Detention. Yeah, you're not allowed to own an alligator in Florida. It's actually illegal. That's someone you don't want to make mad. What was he after in the house? The refrigerator? You have to pullback to get him to jail and have a double occupancy cell to himself. An ACLU warrant released because his bed and toilet in his cell would be cruel and unusual punishment under the Disciplinary Act. Tom Brady could have used him instead he's busting down doors. How many police officers did it take to arrest him? The Kool-Aid Man strikes back. Okay, good. I don't have to make. I'll bet he did burst through a door much like a human Jonestown flood. What'd they use to take him to jail? A tow truck? Bitching about politics. Wanting him dead. The smell when he dumps must be horrid. It clogs toilets. Now I'm just thinking of the EDP video where he clogged the Chipotle toilet. Ugh. I bet she was cooking bacon when he walked by. $10,000 bond. How much a pound? If he keeps eating, he won't see 40. How did he even fit through the door? How many cuffs did it take to secure him? And then it's just a bunch of people bitching about the Democrats. He's the secret offspring of Colonel Sanders and the secret ingredients. If they can make people get a shot they don't want. Stop obese people that can feed so. Okay, to put this in perspective, I'm around 250 pounds and I'm about 5'11". This man is almost 3 times my size. It's $15.80, $38 a pound. That's a little too much for beef. Hey, a fat Albert joke. Did he resist arrest, go for the officer's gun, or he wasn't tased? God just said threat to officers. He wouldn't fit in the rear seat of most patrol cars. They must have had to call it a front end loader, bucket truck, or dump truck. Now we get to go on Reddit and see how many people make fun of this guy for being a fat sack of shit. Oh yeah! Kool-Aid Man. I'm a libertarian. I vote for literally in every election. I just write my own name in because I don't care who's running. They're all shit anyway. Titus Lamar is a pretty badass. Pretty great name for a tank. Titus Lamar the Unstoppable. Destroyer of all fortifications and causer of earthquake ever. It causes earthquakes at will. How did they take him to the police station? He wouldn't fit a normal cruiser. I'm the Juggernaut, bitch! Now that's an old meme right there. That's a good meme. Get the fatty wagon! Oh, that shouldn't be that funny. Why do I find it funny? Get the fatty wagon! Gotta have the whole prison bus for one guy. They rolled them like Violet from Willy Wonka. Oh shit, it's not like he was gonna run away. I read it as bursting in women's home. He went through the whole script. Oh yeah! Hey, Kool-Aid! They probably did actually have to get a paddy wagon. What is the My 600 Pound Life crossover episode? Gotta give him props for not using it. I mean, yeah, he didn't use a mobility scooter. He was just looking for the fridge. As long as he stays out of his way and let him have the mayo, he'll be okay. I guess anger management classes didn't address feeling angry. I love how everyone just assumes he wouldn't be able to fit through a door and figures he logically was Kool-Aid Man his way through the wall. My only big slime. Hoping he just butt lasted Thomas the Tank Engine when he busted it. Got mold growing in the side of his mouth for eating a small farm a week. That's crazy, man. Why would he have to do something so crazy? I ain't never seen something like that before. Pick that guy who looks just like him. Somehow I don't think 3 hots and a cot will work for this guy. Golden Corral and a rollback would be a much better fit for him. And then it's just a bunch of people making jerk-off jokes. Hurt. Nah. I don't know why this is at 500 time zone. St. Petersburg billboards battle over whether bigger is better. Honestly, the worst part about this is, even though this isn't a local story, it's from across the state. Morgan & Morgan, one of the law firms in it, is not only local. My father went to high school with John Morgan, the man who runs one of these law firms. St. Petersburg, Florida. Yep, St. Pete. Sounds about right. Pressing questions emerged from drivers heading north on I-275. Does size really matter? We know what you're thinking, and no, this isn't about that, not directly at least. 2 Florida injury law firms have taken billboards to spar over whether the size of a practice impacts the quality of its representation, creating an advertising smackdown with a bizarre but not unprecedented ballot twist. Northbound drivers will first see a sign for the Berlin law firm, Workers' Comp Practice. The billboard sits on the east end of the interstate near 9th Avenue North in St. Pete, carrying the message, bigger isn't always better, better is better. A little weird on its own, right? But it all makes sense about 3 miles up the road. Rising from the west side of the highway at about 50th Avenue North is a message from the Orlando Personal Injury Morgan & Morgan. Size matters. Fun fact, Morgan & Morgan is also the largest injury firm in the United States, as far as I'm aware. That ad appeared to have gone up at first and is part of a broader campaign with billboards plastered all over the Tampa Bay and beyond. First off, everyone involved would like you to know that they are definitely not peddling penis jokes. The Size Matter campaign is centered solely on Morgan & Morgan being America's largest injury law firm. Okay. The firm's founder, John Morgan, said that in a statement through a spokesperson about when asked about the campaign, whether it was intended to be phallic innuendo. The phallic reference is theirs. It's not ours, Berlin founder Stephen Berlin said in an interview. We're above that. I mean, you punched down low enough to get him in the crotch, so. My initial thought was, it's just a lousy message. Oh, whoops. Berlin, at first, in a very lawyerly move, wouldn't confirm or deny whether his billboard was in fact a response to Morgan & Morgan. That trick with lawyers is to keep talking. My initial thought was, that's just a lousy message for the Size Matters. But it was an opportunity, it looked like. The way Berlin sees it, when someone is hurt on the job, they'd benefit more. I can't read. From personalized attention. Each practice is made up of 5 attorneys. His practice is made up of 5 attorneys' offices. Is in Sarasota. Although he said he's been planning to open up a Tampa office by the firm specializes solely in workman's comp. Better is better. The way to differentiate his practice by quality. Morgan & Morgan has more than 700 attorneys across 40 in offices across 49 practicing law in many areas beyond workman's comp. Besides better position, the firm took. Besides better positions the firm to take on national insurance companies with a lot of resources. But it maintains a family-style approach to dealing with clients and always individual behind the client. Either heard of Mr. Berlin or his firm, Morgan. His website indicates he's a workman's comp lawyer. Go to our website and reveal all of our verdicts and results inside of Size Matters. There is only one reason that almost 3 million people call us for representation every year. We win big, a lot. We wish this fellow the best of luck with his practice. 3 million people means roughly 1% of the American population. Fuck, I remember when it was Morgan Calling and Gilbert. Fuck you. God damn it. Why it's good to have a Florida man talking about these stories. I actually have context, relevant life experiences to add on. Basically, Morgan and Morgan used to be John Morgan and two other partners. Two partners fucked off, so now it's Morgan and Morgan with him and his wife. Possible moderator of this debate is the Florida Bar, which has rules for what lawyers can and can't say in their advertisements, mainly that it can't mislead or lie to customers. In many cases, lawyers are supposed to file advertisements with the bar for review. The bar will then determine if an ad complies with ethics. Non-compliant ad will be disseminated. Bar evaluation of sorts that a lawyer discipline if they chose to move forward with a non-compliant ad, but only if someone complains, which triggers a separate discipline. When Morgan and Morgan submitted to the Billboard idea, found that size matters is prohibited unless the comparison is certain. The bar is not independently verified whether the size of the law firm does in fact matter. God, that is the most lawyer speak statement I've ever fucking read in my goddamn life. Adding that the Berlin firm did what the bar processes don't address, but it matters of taste. But sexual innuendo has a long history in advertising. It's Jacqueline Johnson Lambies, a strategic communications professor at Texas Christian University, who has researched sex in advertising for 30 years. You turn off certain viewers, particularly women. She's the star of the industry. Decorative object. Decades ago, it was a woman depicted in the kitchen, excited, sexual. Neither the law firm Billboards is that explicit. Genre comes with that. Less critical of Berlin's act, which did what a good competitor to do, which was knock them down a peg. Clever way. But with size matters, that it's innuendo whether Morgan wants to admit it or not. It's up to the consumer to interpret an ad, and the phallic connotation in the words is universal. We all know what it means. Plus, it's in a shared public space as opposed to, say, between the covers of a magazine that public ads held to a higher standard. She's a spokesperson for did not return multiple follow-up or analysis. Kind of talk, innuendo, or joking is just part of macho culture. And then you're connecting it to a law firm, a profession in kind of culture has thrived for a long time, and we're one step away from the locker room. Well, okay then. Make Morgan Calling and Gilbert again. Florida man wins for once. Me, Morgan, and Morgan billboards were a great sign for me. Larger they are. Found about a very high paying client. Tripping here commercial. Lawyers in a firm dick measuring contest. Dicks in a law firm measuring contest. Augustine. I remember when it was Morgan Stanley and Gilbert. See? This guy gets it. It was Morgan Calling and Gilbert. Fuck you. I was right. Fuck you. I was right. Fuck you. I was right. Ha! For those of you who are in the know. Swear to God, if this is another... Okay, I think I know what this is. We'll play it after these comments are done. When you hire Morgan, it's like bringing a Morgan to a Morgan fight. The slogan was, there was only one Morgan. We win big, we show big, and we share big. Call us today. Quantity is a quality all of its own. Russian guy. Half the random thoughts about Florida pop into my head are these fucking Morgan and Morgan. Like an endless loop of Morgan and 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 Morgan. Gotta dial in their thick accents a little. For the people. I know the dad's son. Says he's a dick. The only time I used a lawyer was during my divorce. I picked him from his website. I met him in his office. It was small with just him and his assistant. I was pleased. thousands of dollars. He was familiar with the job. I'll give you an update. Morgan Stanton and
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan.
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 Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Morgan of Morgan & Morgan.
Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Morgan of Morgan & Morgan.
Morgan of Morgan & Morgan.
Morgan of Morgan & Morgan.
Morgan and Morgan.
Oh, I don't know what this is. Okay. Okay. I think I can show you this. I choose to believe this is real, but in my heart of hearts, I seriously doubt it. Because there's no way. If you recognize the face, you know where that's from. And if you don't know where it's from, porn. He's sitting naked on a bed and he's got a schlong down to his knee. Rest in peace, big dick guy. I don't remember your name. Woman exposes her chest to other drivers on I-75 in Collier County. Wait, is it Collier County or Lee County? Lee County, Florida. Caught on camera exposing her chest to other drivers on I-75. Pulling her shirt up, exposing her chest to other drivers on Friday. Within a week, drivers have been recorded pulling a couch with a convertible Mini Cooper and riding unsecured in the back of a flatbed work truck. These drivers, in many cases, are putting their lives at risk and possibly putting you. I mean, fuck it. Let's add these in as well. Wow, she is just hanging out the window. Guy trying to pass the car in front of him on the left. What the fuck is he doing? Stupid fucking bitch. The Florida Highway Patrol has also confirmed that woman caught the video exposing herself broke the law. That's because he should have been wearing a seatbelt in addition to a shirt. I've seen stuff happen on I-75, but like I've never seen something like this. Says Morgan and Morgan Wozniak. Last week we spoke to Florida Highway Patrol about the woman who decided to move her couch with her Mini Cooper. The couch itself was bigger than the Mini Cooper, says Lieutenant Greg Bueno from the Florida Patrol. That's how tragedies happen, and we've had far too many of those recently. Woman driving convertible Mini Cooper seen hauling full-sized couch. Woman was driving caught on camera, yada yada. Caught driving. Camera driving her Mini Cooper convertible, hauling her cargo in a different Indian. Horrible idea, yada yada. Video was taken Monday on Estero Community Bridge. It can be seen holding the couch with a hand that should have been on the steering wheel. Lieutenant Bueno says that multiple problems with the picture. It's not properly stretched down. She's holding it all with her right arm. It's obstruction of view. If you're not familiar with Mini Coopers, they are not cars by any stretch of the imagination. It's simply too large of an object to place on top of a Mini Cooper. The video and the pictures don't show you where she's driving. Bridge crosses over busy I-75. If that couch were to come loose for any reason, it puts drivers on the bridge and then below on the interstate. Horrible danger. Jorgen and Jorgen! How tragedies happen. Okay. I wish the video thing was working. And this one was just sitting on cooler on back of tree. And this is another one where we don't have the name. Oh, we're almost there. Oh, thank God. My voice is starting to really, actually, genuinely give up on me. That's disgusting. Did anyone get a picture? I mean, we really need video evidence for proof, preferably in 4K so we can match birthmarks. That's so trashy. Where? Dang, I missed it. Oh no, what is the world coming to? Not boobs. Anyway. Not wearing seatbelts. A poorly written article. Oh. I read much. Boobs are good clickbait. This happens in Florida frequently. Florida women like their titties out. Be right back. Moving to Florida. May or may not have heard. Titty Tuesday. Collier County? Yeah, she just wanted some crack. Titty Tuesday and the Big D. Florida man who filed 745 fraudulent tax returns in 19 states has been sentenced. Prosecutors say the Florida man owned 2 tax preparation companies, one for legitimate clients and the second to submit fraudulent returns. Portland, Oregon. A Florida man has been sentenced to over 4 years in federal prison for filing hundreds of fake tax returns in several states, including Oregon. Federal prosecutors Damian Barrett of Homestead, Florida, filed 745 fake tax returns in 19 different states from 2015 to 2018. Barrett, 40, owned 2 Florida based tax preparation companies, Max Tax, Wingate Tax Service. You've missed, well, you missed this. I'm not even going to tell you what this guy did. You're going to have to go find it. Or just watch the VOD. It's the first company to submit tax returns for legitimate clients, and second, I don't even know a lot about Abbott, so I can't comment one way or another. See, Barrett sought roughly $900,000 in fraudulent tax returns and received over $234,000, 130 of which came from the Oregon Department of Revenue. Filed 348 tax returns, with the state requesting more than $122,000 in. He also intentionally excluded more than $21,000 in income from his personal income tax return in 2016 and didn't file a personal income tax return in 2017. I mean, at least this guy was using his skills correctly. In 2020, a federal grand jury in Portland indicted Barrett on mail fraud and laundering. He was later charged with mail fraud, filing a false tax return, and aggravated identity. Fuck is aggravated identity? He pleaded guilty to all charges. U.S. District Court Judge Michael H. Simon sentenced Barrett to 54 months, so that's what, 4.5 years in prison, followed by 3 years of probation, according to prosecutors. Simon also ordered Barrett to pay more than $234,000, in restitution to 11 states, including taxing authorities in Arizona, Connecticut, Iowa, Louisiana, Michigan, Missouri, New Jersey, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Oregon, and South Carolina, more than $74,000 to the Internal Revenue Service. Woo! One breath, baby! Woo! Prosecutors said. And then this is... And then that's a different... Hold on just a second. I mean, this top guy gets it. 745 tax returns seems like a lot of work for even 250K. Yeah, what does that subdivide to? A couple thousand per? 250. That comes out to just, that's an average of $335.57 per. That's fucking. Fuck, I got more on my tax returns, and I was making $12,000 a year. $17,000 rather. That's about two. Oh wow, the guy below already did the risk. He probably automated it. Yep. Must have been a good batch of meth. Tax police have defunded over the years. Only capable of catching Florida man fraud. The golden rule in action. Mind the IRS brings in $120 for every dollar Congress spends. filed fraudulent tax returns from 2015, 2017, indicted in 2020. This is why the phrase is take the money and run. Some guy bitching about Trump. Borrow money from scary people. Just hope it works itself out. So much mucus. And then it's just evolving to people bitching about politics. I love how go far enough down in any Reddit comment chain and you'll always find people bitching about either the typically the Republicans, because let's face it, this police. Woman slaps self on face as cop watches. Now charged with DUI. Man, she just looks like she's wondering, how the fuck did I get here? What did I do wrong? Why am I here? Why is everything going so wrong for me? Let me pull the... Delray Beach, Florida. A woman who says she was drinking in the parking lot of a Delray Beach car dealership was stopped for DUI by Delray Beach police after taking sweeping movements from left to right on South Dixie Highway. When an officer approached the woman's car at 2:30 a.m. early Friday morning, she had apparently been slapping herself in the face. Mari Slater of Jaeger Drive in Delray Beach is now charged with DUI. This is the narrative written by the investigating Delray Beach police officer in a report obtained by BocaNewsNow.com. On 10/1/20 at approximately 02:30 hours, I was on general patrol at South Dixie Highway when I observed a light-colored passenger car traveling southbound at a low rate of speed. As the vehicle approached and passed me, I could see that the driver was a white female with dark hair. I got behind the vehicle and watched it take wide sweeping motions from right, leaving its lane of travel on both sides. The vehicle approached Lindell Boulevard and South Dixie Highway. I activated traffic stop. The vehicle was slowed but did not stop. The vehicle continued west on Lindell, north onto Albatross Road before coming to a stop. As I approached the driver's side of the vehicle, I observed her slapping herself in the face. I advised the driver later. Stop. She was very apologetic, but had a dazed appearance and was unable to focus. Asked Slater where she was coming from, and she work. She advised that she worked at a car dealership and co-workers were in the parking lot after hours. License from a card holder, a cell phone. That's just... Why is there a line break? Shift and enter. Come on. When asked for the registration of the vehicle and her insurance, Slater seemed confused. When Slater searched for the documents, I asked her basic questions to divide her attention. Each time Slater had to answer a question, she abandoned her search, never resumed looking for the document. Slater was able to provide the registration, but not the insurance. While Slater was speaking, I immediately detected the odor of an unknown alcoholic beverage coming from her breath. The odor intensified as she continued. Slater's speech was slow and slurred, and she had difficulty focusing on the task at hand. At my request, she exited the vehicle and was unable to, very unstable on her feet, falling over several times. Slater's eyes that she had 2 or 3 IPA beers of an unknown brand. It should be noted that a mostly empty can of Goose Island IPA was found in the center console, as well as an empty flask of Fireball in the pocket of the driver door. Second, hate this. Believing Slater may be impaired, I requested that she submit to the roadside standardized field sobriety test to dispel my suspicion. Slater agreed. During the tasks, it confirmed that Slater did not suffer from any physical impairments or injury that would have affected her performance on the task. According to the report, Slater had problems completing multiple sobriety tests conducted by police. Slater refused to provide a breath sample, which results in an automatic license, 1-year license. Grammar. Slater was booked in Palm County Palm Beach County Jail and later released on her own recognizance. That's just a sad mugshot. Good comments, though. That's one way to show the salesman that you mean. I hope she gets the help she needs. I can tell you from experience, there is no help in Florida. Helping people requires empathy. Empathy is seen as socialism in conservative states like Florida, and socialism is evil. Yeah, you're just a fucking moron. There's no help in Florida. Only gators, meth, and meth gators. Floridians get as much help as their local heroin dealers give them. Oh well. Ah, blarg. Police chase elderly woman who stole truck from assisted living facility. Grandma Rampage! Let's go! Police chased a woman about 10 miles, believe she have no idea what she did. Stewart, Florida. Martin County Sheriff's deputy said that they thought they were chasing a drunk driver who'd stolen a pickup truck. Turns out an elderly woman was behind the wheel of the stolen truck. Investigators said they're not even sure she knew what she was doing. This started around 4 p.m. Monday when deputies responded to the call of a truck driving recklessly US 1 in Martin County. It was going slow and couldn't maintain the lane and was running other cars off the road. On try to pronounce that of the Martin County Sheriff. Deputies responded to the area with lights and sirens, but the driver didn't stop. The truck was weaving in and from side to side, never stopped, and going maybe 35-40 miles an hour. Anthony Webb. Webb was in the car directly behind the slow speed. He had his phone out and was recording video of the whole thing. So I imagine he was just driving like this, one hand on the wheel, the other like this. Don't do this. This is incredibly dangerous when you're driving. Please. Think of the other drivers. Also, it's illegal. Assume that someone was totally drunk or high or something. For about 10 miles, our deputy with lights and sirens followed the vehicle behind a DUI driver. Or a drunk driver. Differences. Okay. A couple of times it looked like they were going... A couple of times it looked like they were going... go clear off-road and wreck in a ditch or whatever. But just to keep it on the road. As the truck approached Palm Beach County and heavier traffic, deputies said they decided the chase needed to end. So they did what's called a pit maneuver, where the deputies all collide with the truck to stop it from... That's when the deputies all realized the driver of the truck was an elderly one. They said it was clear she wasn't aware of where she was or what was going on. Tongue twist. They later learned she was a resident of Brookdale Senior Living in Stewart. Said she had stolen an employee's truck from the parking lot. It wasn't running, but it was unlocked and the key... She just fired it up and drove off. Deputies said no charges will be filed against the woman. They don't believe the woman knew what she was doing. The owner of the truck also asked that charges be filed. Thank you, random nurse who got carjacked. Grandma. Fortunately, neither she nor anyone else was injured. It's been terrible, blah, blah, blah. It could have been catastrophic for her and anyone else driving down the road. After a quick trip to the hospital to be checked out, the woman was taken back to Brookdale. Spokeswoman person there, safety and well-being of our residents is our top priority. We'll continue to operate at the interest of our residents in order to help protect them, health, privacy, and...
This is where this police chase ended. US 1, about a mile north of the Martin Palm Beach County border. It began about 10 miles north of here, and investigators say they believe the woman who led them on that chase may have never even noticed the flashing lights and sirens behind her. Let's start.
They're gonna just have to smash him in.
By showing you how this police chase ended.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Oh.
This is around 4 p.m. Monday. Martin County Sheriff's deputies were chasing a pickup truck south on US 1.
Going slow and couldn't maintain a lane and was running other cars off the road.
Come on.
Was weaving from side to side,
never stopped, and was going maybe 35 or 40 mile an hour.
Anthony Webb was in a car right behind them, phone out, getting video of the whole thing.
Gonna be honest,
We
I was
just
expecting
assumed it was
someone half
someone
that
was
age.
Totally drunk or high or something.
About 10 miles, our deputy with lights and sirens followed this vehicle thinking that they were behind a DUI driver or drunk driver.
A couple times it looked like they were going to go clear off the road and wreck in a ditch or whatever, but they managed to keep it on the road.
As the truck approached Palm Beach County, approached more
I'm surprised she was
traffic,
able to drive it
deputies tell us
backwards.
they decided this chase needed to end.
Oh, dear Jesus.
At least one deputy exits his cruiser, gun drawn. Imagine their surprise when they see the driver is an elderly woman, a resident from Brookdale Senior Living in Stewart. Investigators say she had stolen an employee's truck from the parking lot.
It wasn't running, but it was unlocked and had the keys readily available, where she just fired it up and drove off.
Deputies don't believe there was any criminal intent here. In fact, they're not even sure the woman is aware of what she did. Fortunately, neither she nor anyone else
We're hurt.
was hurt.
Could have been catastrophic for her or anybody driving down the road.
The woman was not arrested. The owner
Don't
of the
leave your
truck
keys
said
in
he
an
did not want to
unlocked
press
car,
charges.
people.
She is
Come
now
on.
back home at Brookdale. As for Brookdale, a spokesperson there released a statement which says, in part, they will continue to operate in the residents' best interest, and the well-being of the residents is always their top priority. In Martin County, Ari Height, WPBF 25 News.
All I'm hearing in my head is grandma got run over by a four-door. Their name's... I don't get that. Damn, the dude that got his ride jacked is never gonna live that shit down. Picture. 80 Pines, 2021. Buzz bomb from Pasadena. Okay. I would love to have a tea party to hear stories of this Florida. Excuse me. She wasn't arrested. They quickly identified her as white and elderly. Walk off. Organizers seem to change Lee County, Florida to Bruce Lee County. I am completely behind this, but I am also convinced Bruce Lee never set a single foot in Florida in his life. But I would be completely okay with this. New Change.org petition, which, see how many people have signed. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to throw this in the chat. I fully support this, and I want it to be a thing. I'll read through the petition after the article, don't worry. Seeking to rebrand Lee County in Florida to Bruce Lee County. In an effort to eradicate racism in both Florida and across the country, a local arts organization is calling for a rebrand instead of a complete name change to minimize the costs, while still changing the narrative behind the county's name. In a petition, a group of artists said that they chose Bruce Lee to replace Confederate General Robert E. Lee, the county's namesake, because of his impact as a leading actor, martial artist, and pop culture icon of the time. Lee County was originally named in 1887 at the behest of prominent Fort Myers citizen, Confederate Captain Francis Hendry. Hendry was a fan of the controversial general. At the time was transformed into a pillar of the South, despite being responsible for hundreds of thousands of deaths during the war. At one point, Robert Lee's family, hundreds of people. Yep. And the only reason he sided with the Confederacy was because he was from Virginia. In fact, when he died, he donated all his entire plantation to the United States government, and now it's what we know today as Arlington National Cemetery. This is true. You can look this up. I have been there. They have his mansion on site as a museum to the man who, despite working for the Confederacy, was still one of the best generals of his day worldwide. Dude's a fucking military legend, regardless of siding with the Confederacy. But Bruce Lee County, I wouldn't be opposed, because at least it's not something completely ridiculous, because Bruce Lee was cool. One of Southwest Florida's most prominent counties, Lee County is named for Civil War Confederate General Robert E. Lee. It's time to stop idolizing these Confederate soldiers. Ending racism involves removal of racist figures, statues, and idols from across the South. No, it doesn't. Sorry. We propose this petition to rebrand Lee County, Florida in an effort to continue the battle to eradicate racism in the United States. One of the biggest issues about changing the name of the county is the high costs involved with. But what if the county cost would be very minimum, and most of it would just be changing the narrative? That's why we propose to rebrand the county to Bruce Lee County. Lee is considered by commenters, critics, media, and other martial artists to be the most influential martial artist of all time and a pop culture icon of the 20th century, who bridged the gap between East and West. Credited with helping change the way Asians were presented in American films, he was born in both the Hour and Year of the Dragon, which according to the tradition, strong and fortuitous omen. Neat. We are not trying to change our past. We are trying to improve our future. What better way than to use an inspiring, positive, influential figure for our names? All right, let's see how many people bitching about Republicans are going to be in these comments, because I'm sure there's going to be a few. Because it's Reddit. I'm into it. But issue, the rare, chaotic, good Florida man sighting. You have no clue. By sign. Support this. I'm not reading that comment because I'm not saying the N-word on film. Chinese person, I wouldn't mind. And now, are you Chinese American living in Florida? Or are you, I don't know, Chinese? I'm fairly certain China is straight up banned, or has banned Reddit, so I doubt you're posting this actually in China. I'm just gonna... I will actually sign this later because this does make me laugh, and I would be okay with that. I haven't even read the headline. I'm just looking at this poor man's mugshot. He looks so sad. I would have shot him. Florida man, 90, punches neighbor in the face twice, gets arrested. Holy shit, Grandpa, calm down. A 90-year-old Florida man was arrested after punching his neighbor in the face twice. According to investigators, deputies responded to a neighborly dispute over a landscaper cutting the grass at a home in Sorrento, about 30 miles from Orlando. Hey, that's where I live. 90-year-old Thomas Conrad was allegedly yelling vulgar profanities at his neighbor and telling them to get off his lawn. Literally, it's Grandpa telling the kids to get off his yard. Oh my god, this is the best story so far. At least he wasn't yelling racial slurs. Deputies say the victim tried to respond with Conrad, who then said, "I should punch you in the face." The victim responded, "Go ahead. I wouldn't advise that the police will be called." According to the complaint, 90-year-old Conrad did just that. Punched his neighbor in the face. Twice. Oh, we went from sad grandpa to what are you going to do? Stab me. As victim of stabbing. Real fucking quick. Hot damn. The police make contact with Conrad at his residence. He told the police he did nothing wrong since his neighbor invited the two punches to the... According to the affidavit, deputies asked Conrad what would happen if his neighbor asked him to shoot him, and Conrad responded, "Then I would have shot him." Oh. This is what I live for. This is the best. Oh, based grandpa. Based fucking grandpa. Deputies say when they advised Conrad that he committed the offensive battery, Conrad became aggressive and told the deputies to get the fuck out of my house. Conrad allegedly balled up his fist and refused to place his hands behind his back. After a brief struggle with the 90-year-old man, deputies took Conrad into custody where he was booked to the county jail for battery and resisting police. Both misdemeanors. I like how this 90-year-old man was able to fight off 2 deputies simultaneously. Minimum 2. This man's a goddamn legend. Did it have his full name? Thomas Conrad, I salute you. You're gonna die in prison, but I salute you. Also, he looks fairly good for 90. Top comment, get off my lawn. Every year he should start punching his neighbor. It's like Thanksgiving, except without the thanks and emphasis on the giving. Living in Florida and having a neighbor who's 70 fuss who decided to cut some palm trees. What could I do that wouldn't involve hitting him in the face and becoming a post on this? Free lawyer. Nah, just bro. Fuck you. It's always sunny in Philadelphia, not always sunny in Pinellas County. Be friends with them and let him cut the shit. Up here, 23 within week. Sounds like the first time this guy has faced any consequences for. God, I hope I'm not like this one. Old. Gonna go and punch you in the face. Go ahead. Gets punched. Tell me how Grandpa's the bad guy here. Yeah, but I'll call the cops. It's not quite a flat go ahead. Poor old guy lives next door to a wise ass that needed to get punched in the face. Yeah. I want the old guy to be right so much. Shame he's just reduced executive function due to dementia. They didn't tase him at least. Grady Judd would have just shot his old ass. Hey, we're almost at the... Why are we getting all the good mugshots now? Where the fuck was this earlier? Look at this guy. Look at this dude. Look at this dude. Oh, Christ. Tamarack man shot at driver who honked at it. Oh, I'm gonna have so many. A Tamarack man wanted for opening fire during a road rage, apparently infuriated by a driver honking his car horn, was arrested this carrying an illegal gun, court records. Broward Sheriff's Office deputies spoke Michael Irizarry, 30, into Broward Main Jail October 4th on charges of weapon possession and by a convicted Florida felon, carrying a concealed firearm and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, according to an arrest affidavit. Irizarry, who had open warrant stemming from a May 14th road rage shooting in Oakland Park, crashed his vehicle on October 4th on the 8600 block of Northwest 77th Street, Tamarack, according to a deputy responding to the incident spotted a Titan Tiger 38 revolver in Irizarry's front right pocket, a gun for which he had no permit, according to the affidavit. Irizarry, who has prior criminal convictions for fleeing and eluding and with violence, legally barred from possessing a gun, the record. According to the affidavit, a warrant search by the deputies revealed Irizarry pending charges from the road rage incident, which began when a man driving behind Irizarry grew impatient and honked his horn. Irizarry stepped out of his car and displayed the gun, got back in and made a U-turn, according to the BSO. The driver followed him to a nearby Burger King parking lot, where Irizarry stepped out of his car and fired a single shot at him, the record. Round missed and Irizarry got away, according to the BSO. He remained at large until this week, deputies. Irizarry got released on bond for $6,000. Bro, he shot at a cop. How did he only get $6,000? I can't tell if this guy is just completely fucking stoned out of his gourd or if he just has a lazy. Because those eyes are going in 2 different directions. This one's going off to the right. This one's going straight ahead. Head towards the camera. Hell, substance abuse. I can get a gun easier in Florida, I swear. Greatest country ever. 10 out of 10. Yes, this is a case of honk if you see something you like. Is this a medical issue or a drug issue? Yes. Points for repeat. Later. Don't lie, folks. You've all had the urge to do the same thing at least once. Logic is horrible. How is this a gun issue? Could have been a rock or a knife issue. If people don't understand what necessary. Competence. Always Florida. Low bond. It's a shocker he missed. Hack must be a slow news day if this counts. Florida man story, pretty sure. And fuck you for insulting my home. This dude is high as fuck. And that's why I try my absolute best not to honk at people except to avoid an act. No way knowing who you're honking at or what kind of day that. Dude looks like stoned and on crack at the same time. Okay, this guy gets points. That's actually kind of... Did the Lizard King use his Hollywood business to smuggle Florida turtles overseas? We may have not had Tiger King, but by God, we got the Lizard King and that bitch Carol Baskin. A Davie man did federal prison time for buying smuggled wildlife. Now has been accused of snatching protected Florida turtles from the wild and smuggling them overseas to China, Japan, and other nations. Michael Van Nostrand, president of Hollywood Strictly Reptiles. So this is Hollywood, Florida, not Hollywood, Hollywood. Was charged last week with conspiracy to traffic illegal wildlife into interstate and foreign commerce. Back in 1997, Van Nostrand sentenced to life for was sentenced to 8 months with a $7,500 fine, conspiracy to import species of wildlife without a valid permit, and 2 counts of prohibited acts with an endangered species. Brian Christie's 2008 book, The Lizard King, focused on the pursuit of Van Nostrand by U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service agent Chip Beepler? Lerp. Federal prosecutors now allege Van Nostrand started seeing certain species from Florida turtles from the natural habitat and sold buyers in Louisiana, California, China, and Japan as captive bred turtles to cover their activity. Turtles most often involve prosecutors three-striped mud turtle, try to pronounce that, and the musk turtle. They named the turtle after Elon Musk. Fuck you, you were thinking the same joke. Among the 30 overt acts alleged from April 15, 2017 to February 12, 2019, were Van Nostrand text messaging a cooperating source requesting at least 30 three-striped mud turtles, buying 59 three-striped mud turtles, 10 common mud turtles, 2 soft shell, all wild caught with a $970 check drawn on strict conspiracy, taking 292 wild-caught three-striped mud turtles to Miami International Airport for shipping to Shanghai, China, with a customs declaration that they came from captivity. And Van Nostrand's attorney did not return an email from the Miami Herald this afternoon. Okay, then. It's that bitch Carol Baskin. How can you get very arrested? Robert, California. I'm the fucking Lizard King, I am! 2 counts of prohibited acts with an endangered species. I know what this means. I also know what it sounds like. Definitely a Trump supporter's hero, and off. Lord, I don't get why people still bitch about Trump. It's been 9 months. He's irrelevant now. Fuck off. Woman arrested after hitting boyfriend with grit-filled metal saucepan. I don't know if it's just how low-res that picture is, but she looks very sick. Florida woman was arrested and charged with aggravated battery after a verbal dispute turned grit. Oh! That man has waited years to write that headline. Fucking years. Fuck you. That headline is awful. turned gritty with a saucepan to the head of her boyfriend. According to deputies, Darissa Johnson, 49, and her boyfriend were in an argument, and that's when Johnson struck the man in the head with a freshly cooked pan of grits. Investigators say the freshly cooked grits spilled on the victim's face, causing a burn to his left arm, injuries to his head and face, and the man needed stitches. Johnson was arrested and booked in Pinellas County Jail for aggravated battery. She was being held in lieu of a $5,000 bond and has been ordered by a judge to not have contact with the victim. Hey, at least it's nice to see a woman getting punished for committing a domestic against a male partner. That's not something you see every day. Any good comments from Reddit? I used to work as an emergency medical. I forget what the S stands for. I can't tell you how often I saw a woman using boiling hot water oil pans as a weapon. Saw a dude get all his skin melted off his chest and arm by boiling hot oil. Probably the most common time for domestic violence. This man's an idiot. This happened to the singer Al Green, Reverend Al Green, after the... That's not how baptism works. Oh my god, I want grits now. That is a lie. You are a liar. Nobody wants to eat grits. Gruel is the food of the most desperate of times. Nobody's asking the important question. How were the grits? Were they instant grits, in which case there was no harm? Were they cheese grits with Velveeta? Were they shrimp and grits? In which case this monster needs to be locked away from a civilized society. Yep. This is a southerner if I've ever seen one on here. Charged by a pan of grits. That is so Florida. Okay, we got 3 stories left. I'm going to refresh this real quick. Just to... Okay, no new stories. Thank God. Wait a minute. We've already seen this one. Yeah, I think this is just a different thread of the same article that we already read. Gonna close that down and skip it. Woman charged with DUI accused of crashing into Learjet at Jacksonville Executive at Craig Airport. Why is this so big? Why? Why is she staring into my soul? I didn't do anything, ma'am. Please just leave me alone. Jacksonville, Florida. It's finally happening, Jeff, and you're coming in on the very home stretch. We've got 2 stories left, counting this one. Jacksonville, Florida. A woman is accused of driving under the influence after police say she crashed her vehicle into a plane at the Jacksonville Executive at Craig Airport late September. In addition to the DUI, 27-year-old Stephanie Agnello, whose employer is listed as the U.S. Navy, not the Navy. I have to do all my own fucking sound effects because I don't have a goddamn soundboard. She's also facing charges of trespassing, careless driving, and leaving the scene of a crash, according to a Jacksonville Sheriff's Office arrest report. Oh, hey, Shad Khan. The incident happened early in the morning of Sunday, September 26th, according to the report. JSO officers saw a suspicious vehicle, which was an unmarked white SUV, near the JSO Aviation Unit hangar. The officers saw the vehicle start moving and then heard the sound of a collision. The officer then called for backup and saw the vehicle driving on the aircraft ramp, which is where aircraft are usually parked. Again, the officer heard what sounded like a traffic crash and believed the vehicle had struck an aircraft. Jacksonville Aviation Authority officers were unable to respond to the officer's call for assistance. The report said JSO officers arrived in the office, proceeded onto the airfield with their emergency lights activated. The officer saw the vehicle in the grass leading to a taxiway sign and found the taxiway sign had been knocked over. The white SUV was turning around near the hangars next to Sky Harbor Aviation. Had significant damage to the right side of the vehicle, including the tinted right rear sail pane window. While other officers responding to the SUV driver, the initial responding officer drove to the ramp area where the SUV had been earlier and observed a Learjet 45 with significant damage to the right wing. The officer also saw the aircraft was pivoted 40 degrees to the right and also observed dark tinted glass on top of the wing and the ground near the wingtip. According to FAA registries, the plane is registered to Balater Transportation Services in Orlando. Another officer made contact with Agnello, who said that she believed she was in Washington and was trying to get onto the Navy base. According to the report, the officer smelled the strong odor of alcoholic beverage and she had slow. Agnello told the officer she had drank at a bar earlier in the officer to conduct field sobriety exercise. Agnello was placed under arrest, and according to JSO online inmate search information, she was in Duval County Jail on bond Tuesday, September 20th. So remember how they said she's in the Navy? Yeah, she's going to get dishonorably discharged. Also, why is this mugshot so goddamn big? I'm not even zoomed in. I'm zoomed out to 30%, and it's still too big. This article looks like it was written to be read on a phone. Like, that's why everything's all vertical. Oh, yeah, Jeff, since you're here now and you missed this, you might get a, since you're part Chinese, you might get a kick out of this. They want to some people want to rebrand Lee County, Florida to Bruce Lee County. Share that petition around. It's gone up since I covered this not 20 minutes ago, meaning one of you fuckers signed this. Because it was at 975 earlier and it sure as shit wasn't me. And there are no comments. Lame. And last, but certainly not least, Gummy Thief offers cop $1.5 million bribe. Woo, baby! A thief with an apparent sweet tooth has been charged with bribing an officer in an attempt to keep him out of jail. Joseph Lee Geist, again, 2 first names. Never trust someone with 2 first names. I'm going to keep hammering this fucking point in until people realize that I'm right. Accused of offering an officer with the Princeton Police Department $1.5 million to let him go free after being arrested in a Princeton convenience. Geist is also accused of giving the police a false name and identification of another person while being investigated in connection with a bag of gummy candies. This man tried to steal a thing of Sour Patch and got arrested, so he tried to bob the police. Yeah, I was also thinking the Venus Gummy DeMilo from The Simpsons. Police were called to the convenience store on September 24th after Geist allegedly stole a bag of candy while waiting for a takeout pizza order. Geist left the store. However, he was apprehended by police when he returned, presumably for his pizza. Court records state that Geist was wanted for felony battery in Volusia County. When questioned by police, Joseph Lee Geist stated that his name was Adam Richard Geist. That's despite signing up for a store rewards program as Joseph Geist in the very first stop at the store. A review of Florida booking photo helped us confirm the suspect was in fact Joseph Geist. Geist was then taken into custody. There's no mugshot though. While transported to the Mille Lacs County Jail in Malacca, Geist indicated that he wanted to make a deal with the officer. According to the criminal complaint filed by Mille Lacs County District Court, Geist said he would pay the officer $750,000 to enter Geist into the jail as Adam R. Geist, and he offered multiple times before increasing the amount to $1.5 million. Geist is then charged with the felony count of bribery of a public officer, a gross misdemeanor of giving a false name to an officer, as well as a misdemeanor theft for stealing a bag of candy. Geist faces a maximum sentence of 10 years or a $20,000 fine if convicted of bribery. I mean, if he does actually have the $750,000 to bribe a cop, then $20,000 wouldn't be that bad. Right? Right? that brings us to the end. Let's see if Reddit can bring us home with any decent comments. I doubt it. You would think God would have said okay and seized it if he did produce it. Fair. Fair, actually. I like to think I'm a man of some substance, but I don't think I could turn my nose up at 1.5 million. Alright. So, what have we learned today? We've learned 14-year-olds play too much Grand Theft Auto and know how to steal a Lamborghini. We learned not to teach your mother how to commit a felony crime while talking to her through a jail phone, which tells you on multiple occasions you're being recorded. We learned that extradition does in fact exist between states, and that you shouldn't threaten county officers in Minnesota because in fact they will come down to Florida and get you. We learned don't fuck the pony. Please don't fuck the pony. Don't shoot. We learned not to shoot government drones. We learned how to catch an alligator using nothing more than a recycling bin. We learned that sometimes police like to have sex with someone while on camera and be filmed by the person their fucking significant other. We learned that the government will troll you by claiming they have found your 770 pounds of weed, and then they're just going to arrest you if you come and get it. We learned what happens if you get drunk, have a sword, and start fires. Turn out like this. We learned what happened. We learned that instead of sending a text message, it's always better to send a video text of sign language because they're less likely to understand that you're threatening to murder them. I didn't cover this story about sucking toes because this is from like 3 years ago, I think, and everything I read today came out in the last like. When is this from? Early 2020. Okay, so about 2 years. This is another old story, so I left it be. The guy who was on the roof. The Florida man dick joke billboards. We learned that if your neighbor says, if your neighbor threatens to punch you, don't be a smartass and say, go ahead, I'll just call the cops. Because you're going to have to call the cops. We learned that Florida has its own Tiger King, except he deals with lizards and turtles, so that's not as cool. Doorbell licking is ancient. This is just a fun one from a few years back, assaulting a roommate with a slice of pizza. We learned that the IRS is the one government agency you can never commit crime against. Because they will figure it out. Wasn't Tiger King in Florida? No, Tiger King was in Nebraska, but his arch enemy lives in Carol Baskins. We learned don't hang out the passenger window with your tits out. We learned that grits make an effective weapon to beat someone up. We learned not to send meth through the goddamn mail. What the fuck? That's just fucked up. That's not even funny. We learned that Fat Albert is a real man and he will break into your house if you're not careful. We learned that Bruce Lee County should become a thing. Hey, when did this one come? Okay, yeah, this one's from 2019. Yeah. So we learned a lot of fun things about the beautiful state of Florida. Unfortunately, when we do this again next Saturday, or next Sunday, or whatever my next Saturday, honestly, it's not going to be as long, probably, because this was 2 weeks worth of news stories instead of just the one. But we had some fun. So I'm just going to leave you on the sad grandpa who punched his neighbor in the face. Because he very clearly regrets what he's done. But hey, he managed to fight off multiple deputies while they were trying to arrest him, so he's got that going for him. Online right now. Yeah, because my voice is kind of shot, so I don't really want to do a stream. Or do the full 6-hour stream. Oh god, my throat hurts. But it doesn't look like there's anyone online right now. I'm just going to go ahead and get out of here. I'm going to be editing down these individual news articles to different videos. I'm going to be throwing them on YouTube, actually. So let me go ahead and get the link of that. And I'm just going to have the theme song play us off. Ironically, the most Florida man song I've ever heard was written by a bunch of guys from Finland, of all places. I don't get it either. Also, I'm saying this for prosperity's sake. If I ever make a living talking about Florida Man stories, I will go through the process of legally changing my name to Florida Man. I mean that legitimately. I'm not joking. I'm not exaggerating. But if you want to see any individual stories from this section, just go ahead and subscribe to the Florida Man YouTube channel I set up. I'm going to be editing this down over the next week, but it shouldn't be that hard. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to upload as many of these as I can. Probably a couple a day. I don't know what else to say. Hitting the bath salts is a pretty good suggestion, though, let's be honest. And yes, I did time that. Because I've listened to this song too fucking much. Oh yeah, and for those of you who want to know what song is playing, I found this song at like 5 a.m. one day. Just drank 2.5 liters of water in 3 hours. Oh shit, it's on the other side of my bathroom. I don't know what else to say. I'm just going to let this song play out for the next 10 seconds, then I'm going to get out of here. Alright, I'm out. I got some editing to do. Like I said, just go ahead and subscribe to that channel if you want to keep up with what's going on.